Hello everybody and welcome to Encounter Roleplay. My name is Will, I'm an ASMR D&D streamer and I'm back today with another episode of The Long March. And we've got almost everyone with us today. Torsk will be joining us here in a few minutes, don't worry. But the rest of us are here as Torsk rushes back desperately to play some Dungeons & Dragons with us. But let's go around the cast and crews, figure out who we are and who we're playing. We've got Josh with us today, our Dungeon Master. Josh, how you doing?
Yo, it's good. All is good in the world.
All is well.
General. Yep. Yeah, I'm back. I'm looking for. It's been a week, like a whole week
Like
has passed.
7 whole days.
I know. So it's good to be back. I will be playing everyone, everything, every trap you spring,
Every breath
railroad,
you
horse
take.
want.
Yeah.
It's gonna be great. I'm super excited. Yeah, there we go. Welcome to the Long March.
Nailed it. Awesome. We've also got Lorelania back with us today. Lorelania, how you doing? You're very quiet today. Almost.
You are almost muted
Almost
like a noob.
muted. Still.
That'll do it.
There you
That'll
go.
be the one. Really well, other than the crazy hectic move that is going on that has kept me up for the past 3 days. But I have finally slept, and you know what happens when I've slept and I've got lots of energy before the Long March. We're going to have a good time. I play Zune Vondry of House Vondry, first of her name, a necromantic drow wizard, and I am looking forward to all the shenanigans that will ensue.
Incredible.
Josh.
We also have Louise with us today. Louise, how you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
I am well.
Good to hear. I'm playing Kasna, who is a Eldritch Knight Drow fighter, sister to the wonderful Zune, adopted mother to the wonderful Scab. She's got a horse and she likes to fight things. That's the
Excellent.
story.
Excellent. As for myself, I'll be playing Gregor Tuscanu, the dwarf fighter warlock, also involved with looking after this kid Scab, also a half vampire, also maybe sold his soul to some other drow people. He doesn't keep track of these things, it's best not to. And yeah, that's who I'll be playing today. He's got a beard and he's not afraid to use it. Also, Gregor Tuscan's gone into his like edgy mode. So ever since he saw his kid like getting fucked up. So he's now like wearing a little bit more like eyeshadow. Yeah, that's basically the only change. He's maybe dyed his beard black at this point. Since last episode, even though no time has passed, this episode he's changed visibly. But yeah, before we dive into today's show, also Torsk is joining us here in a minute. He'll be playing Gavin. Shout out to our sponsors, D&Dice.co.uk. Go over there, get 5% off on all of your beautiful dice and accessories using your coupon code Encounter Roleplay at checkout. Some sexy sweet dice. Also, if you haven't followed the show, hit the follow button and join us when we hit 20 followers today. You guys get to decide something which happens next in our campaign. Could be a good thing, could be a bad thing. Also, here is a tweet for you guys. We hit 20 retweets in that one. We'll have another viewer decision. And of course, you can donate to affect the game. Give players nat 1s, nat 20. God damn it, Wild Magic Surges. Let's go through a couple of these donations here.
Yes.
Oh boy, where to begin? There's fucking £50 donations coming already. Isriva, £25. 4 Wild Magic Surges for Scab, god damn it! And one Wild Magic Surge for Kasna. So
Get wrecked.
yeah, get fucked. Charis gives a Wild Magic Surge for Zune. Hopefully she gets splattered by a meteor, but I'll settle for something about hands. He's reasonable. Charis, reasonable man. He also gives a crit to Kasna, his second favourite vampire. Oh, you! And Ronan Z donates £15 to give 3 Wild Magic Surges to our good friend Zune. Boom. So we got 1 for Kasna.
How many
Roll
more magic
all
surges?
these things.
Yeah, it's 4 in total for Zune, and 1 for Kasna, and 4 for Scab.
Okay,
Oh,
let's do
boy.
this.
Let's do it.
Do you want me to roll for Scab? Or are you...
Maybe Josh could roll for Scab. Might be easier to identify the rolls.
I tell you what. As the only moron who doesn't have stuff to do, I'm looking at you, Will.
Oh,
While we all roll stuff,
Kinda
you can
have
do the
things.
recap.
I kind of got things to do now because Torsk just joined. He's fucked up my cameras.
Tall Skull
Oh,
can introduce himself
my
and
God.
who he is
Yeah.
and what he's doing here.
Exactly.
all that good stuff while we all pull
no
up.
pressure, to school.
And-
While we all pull up the wild magic surge table.
And as
for
a,
this
a
crazy-
seamless segue into this next section of our show, Toskull, how you doing? Is he here? There he is.
I'm doing great. Please tell me that there's like a nest of goblin bureaucrats that I can turn into rage paste, just like to start off this session.
Yeah.
That
Okay.
would
That
be great.
sounds great.
Sounds good to me. Toskull, how you doing, and who are you going to be playing today?
Hi, I'm Tall Squall. I am playing Gavin Fjordhammer, who is a ragey paladin thing right now, class, sort of. What is he? But yeah, no, it's great. I'm happy to be here. It's going to be a fun session.
Amazing, incredible. So we're just going through some wild magic surges here. I can look these up for you guys, Josh, if you want to do the recap. Because personally, I remember nothing as I'm
Okay,
role-playing
alright,
Gregor all
alright.
the times.
I will remember this though, and I will punish you later. So, you guys,
Ooh, daddy.
last episode, you guys came out of like crazy chaotic mode. Everything calmed down. Everything sort of, you took it off the boil. You went to simmer. Things were bellissimo. And then you guys decided that you needed some kind of mounts, and boy oh boy did Chat decide that they were going to help you mount up.
Right.
And Chat sent the Horsemen of the Apocalypse for you guys, like the worst Uber you've ever had, and it was beautiful. And you guys got messed up. You fought the Horsemen of the Apocalypse. Gavin 1v1'd war, which was pretty dope. Dear old Gregor Tuscan. Ooh, I feel like it's got to be more dramatic every time you do it.
Sounded
got,
orgasmic.
yeah, it was. Yeah, it's how it's whatever. Like every time I think of Gregor, that kind of just comes naturally. There was Gregor got Conquest, and our dear friend Zune got Pestilence, which she may or may not have traded in, given to her sister as she found Morty. And that was almost the extent of it. Other than that, it was you guys. Oh, watching these wild magic surges come in.
Mine's not great for
Beautiful.
me and Zune.
Yeah,
So yeah, I'm happy. I'm
everything's
excited.
gonna be fine. So so there was that, and you guys made it back to town and have essentially. Yeah, agreed that you were going off on this quest. You've been given vials. For those of you recanting, you were given 15 vials, small glass vials, and you were told that you would have to take them once every 24 hours whilst you were in the city, which is known as the Shard, to basically stave off an infection, the origins of which are not clear. And it is sort of an effect that happens in the area, so you got to be careful and don't bring anything out. Whatever you go in with, potentially you may have to leave there. Like it's gonna be nasty. You essentially may need to be quarantined. So this is gonna be fun. You guys have just taken refuge in the one-eyed man's, or the one-eyed brain as he now is. You've taken refuge in his house and are chilling on the outskirts of the city, and I think that's everything. And now I'm just going to look at the wild magic surges and laugh.
Exactly. So I've got Zune's up there first, and then Kasna's are the ones that are just. Is the one that's just below that.
So first of all, Zune, roll me a d4, and yeah,
Oops. Okay, a 2. 2 is good.
2. Okay, right. Okay, this is all good. So when I've got that. That's cool. So when caster next uses magic, he must save or fall unconscious. Yes.
Yay.
This is
Yes.
good. It's not like I'm a spellcaster or anything.
Yay. Intelligence
Damn it,
saving
true.
throw against your spell save.
Ah.
Oh.
Remember when you built yourself to be a super powerful spellcaster? Yay. And if hit by a bludgeon on a natural 20, caster is briefly paralyzed. Get wrecked. Also, someone nearby remembers 2 fictitious past lives. Wonderful. And caster feels as if he's always walking up a slope. So You basically
On our long march, you mean?
Seriously?
I'm not okay with any of this.
Oh man, that's good. That's good. So those are
Okay.
Zunes.
Those are Zunes. Kazna got. What,
Target asserts that she'll die if she speaks her native language.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
Wait, what? You can't
Yeah.
speak Dark Elven to me
Can't
anymore?
speak Dark Elven to you anymore. Like, there goes our secret conversations about everything.
Does Drow sign language count as the native?
Josh.
It's a
I
language.
mean,
It's
I'm a
not my
fan, mate. 1 or 2.
You do this, girl. You got this.
No,
Yeah, I'm putting it on you. Fuck.
Oh, no, let's agree together.
Okay, we're gonna agree on one.
One.
Okay.
There you go.
Oh.
You can still
Woo,
have
we
your
did it.
sign language, but if you speak, terrible things may befall you. There we go. And what else do we have? Goddamn, so many
So
donations.
those ones, these next 4 are scabs that I've put there in chat, and the last one
Target
is mine.
can't hear echoes. I love it. Okay, in a cave network.
That's not great. But...
Beautiful. Before each spell, caster must speak ill of a good friend. Scab's a teenager. He doesn't have friends. He's
Edgy.
just super edgy at the moment. He
Speaks ill of himself. It's just a
you wouldn't understand. Don't even try. Target gains 1d100 hit points that then vanish 1 per round.
Huh?
Scab has been eating people,
I'll take that.
and raw meat is invisible to the caster.
Not great.
Not good.
He's a vampire.
When he's a vampire, he needs to eat.
Yeah.
Oh dear. Okay, that's going to be glorious. Okay. And Gregor, target is blind until he wets his hair.
Is that my beard? I want it to be my beard. When my
your
beard
beard.
gets wet.
Because dwarves are known for taking baths often and frequently.
When I
This is true.
need to get my beard wet, you know.
Gregor, you have something in your eyes and you need to wash it out. Whatever it is bad. It's like got into your
But my
eye
eyes are in my beard.
Just like, your whole face is just beard, okay? That's what it is. We all know. It's glorious.
Beautiful.
Yeah, so there we go. There we go.
Thank you
Do you
guys.
want me to do the hit points for Scab?
I will. Let's have a look. Let's see. What did he eat?
He's eaten a lot. He's
It was,
eaten.
I mean, 40 hit points. He ate a couple of commoners at least. That's good.
Yes.
I'm proud of him. So I think that's everything. You have beard vision. It's true. Indeed. So yeah, I think that's everything.
Oh, one last thing's just come through from Aladead and his £10. Josh has a boss to use for his own amusement. Help or hinder? Josh, have fun. Thank you, friend.
Hinder. So there we go.
Ross, you're a good friend. Thank you. Right. So you guys are currently standing there in a room. You are in a workspace. I'm going to re-describe it because it's been a little while and there has been fire damage and a lot of this place has basically been looted and pillaged. So inside you gaze upon a huge, very old wooden table. This table has been carved from a single piece of wood. Looks actually to be like a root that has grown up through the floorboards of some huge and just been planed down to be flat, and it takes up the entire center of the room. And on it are every kind of strange artifact you could possibly imagine, from small glass vials that bubble despite the fact there is no heat being applied to them. There are strange mechanical boxes that seem to tick in odd and uneven
A
ways.
resplendent
And
offering.
there is notes that are scattered over almost
thanks,
every
Tom.
surface. A small burn mark on the floor where somebody decided that it would be a smart idea to try and steal stuff and knocked over a load of stuff and nearly burnt the entire place down like a douchebag. And there's just everything you could possibly imagine in sort of like a tinkerer's workshop. And okay, yeah, damn.
Yeah, I think
Cool.
Stumpy's £27 to give 2 nat 20s to Gregor, 2 for Zune, 3 for Gavin, and 2 for Kazna. Thank you, my friend.
Damn!
We're rolling them 20s.
Okay, right. Okay, I see how it is.
Arigatou gozaimasu.
Bed. Right. Okay. I still have a boss monster, so I'm looking forward to this. So you guys are in this huge room when basically I'm gonna need, just to start things off, a perception check from our dear friend Kazna.
You know what, Josh? You can have that. You know what? I'll let you have.
I'll allow
a
it.
perception check. I'll allow it. I'll allow that. If you give me a moment.
Give that a green light.
No, you do not have a moment. Do it now.
There is no time.
Get it. That's a 15.
That is.
I saw the second one first.
I
and
saw
was
that
like,
too.
no, girl.
You had one job. Okay. So. Damn, you meet. So.
That's right, I do.
That's good.
Damn
So-
you, meat!
Damn you.
Said Scab, as he couldn't see it.
Oh, so you are there. You are in this room. Everyone sort of comes in. There is a small stable out back where it looks like Morty might have whatever was lurking there beforehand and eaten it. So there are just chunks in the back. But the horses seem okay. They all seem like they're up for chowing down on it. So you guys have got plenty of. You've got shelter. You've got a place to rest overnight. And as you do come in, Kazna, you see something pop down out of your sister's arms, out of what was her bag on her side, plops down onto the floor and skitters underneath the table. It looks suspiciously like a brain with legs.
I'm gonna immediately be drawing my sword. Immediately be drawing. Sword is drawn. Sword is out. Sword is there.
Just like sketch your sword on one of these pieces of paper. So yeah, it scuttles under the table with like that, you know, that sound that claws make on hardwood, that slight scratchy sound, and it vanishes out of sight.
I'll try and push Soon back, and try and jump in front, and just put my sword in the general direction that I saw it scutter away.
Okay, it is. You see this thing has taken residence at the end of the table. It is pulling its way up a series of bite marks and sort of knocks in the table leg and makes it up to the surface and parks itself like a household cat at the end of the table. It doesn't have a face. It doesn't have any way to show which way it's looking other than its paws at the front.
Are we all resting and she's the only one awake, or?
No, you guys have literally just walked in.
I've had enough of brains. Had enough.
I say to Kazna in Dark Elven because that's what I would do. Hold, this is not what it seems.
I will reply in common because that's what I now do. It's one of those-
I'm sorry, just okay, good. I'm good.
It's one of those things.
The fuck is it?
This is an intellect devourer.
Exactly.
Yes.
I've just come from the fucking intellect of our palace playtime. And there's one here too.
sorry. What did you just say, dear sister?
Doesn't sound like fun.
You were near intellect devourers.
The big
A hive mind.
yes, not just the hive mind.
There's a big one.
Yeah.
That is the elder brain of which you
Mhm.
speak then. The one that controls all of them.
Absolutely.
They're the ones responsible for all of this. Because if so,
Absolutely.
we gotta
They are
fucking kill them.
indeed. If we could destroy the elder brain, we essentially could destroy everything.
I wouldn't talk about that now or here or anywhere within these caves.
The sooner we do that, the sooner we can kill those fuckers. And I kind
It
of nod
is-
back to the city.
The elder brain is the current reason I am alive. Not that I want it to be that way,
Elaborate.
It required us, and in doing so, not only does Scab survive, but you, she says, looking at Zune, are not harmed by those things.
Made a deal with it.
By what things?
Yes, Gregor, and by those things. The Devourers, the Mind.
Well, I suppose while we're being honest, I made a deal with Ladrow to keep him safe. So we're all making deals with everyone else to keep the one boy safe.
Something is coming. Something bad.
I look around me. What?
Not right now, I hope, but soon.
So we
And
take
it
these
won't
vials,
survive
we
it, and
ingest
neither
them.
will we.
What are you talking about?
I don't know. That's all I was given.
The brain
So
told
There's
you
something
that.
out there.
Is there anything we can do about that?
We have to stop it.
How?
Or-
Think so.
Again, that's all I
Appreciate it.
know. They're not very forthcoming.
Better fucking come forth.
How fast do you think that you can write or transcribe something, sister? You seem to have a little bit of a recollection that you have a knack for reading different things, yes?
I can try.
There's a few things that I want to place before you. I slide over the spell book, and I also, as well as I can, on this table for everybody to see those markings that I had taken down before. Oh, no, wait, no, you already translated that, except for the last thing that I couldn't find. So, the spell book. This, if you can read through it and give me the gist of it, may assist.
Josh, what language is that in?
Deep speech.
Oh, I happen to speak that.
It is indeed.
Oh, Josh,
That's,
what's the thing
this is
coming
actually
that
what,
says?
what deep speech sounds like.
Yeah.
That's it. You'd expect it. It's actually high pitch, like
Oh boy, this is deep speech.
helium. Just helium. That's all deep speech is.
And we will bring forth the devil.
she just goes from being really serious to, oh boy, this is what I'm reading out. Excuse me.
Dark fantasy.
Oh god. So right,
what did
you
you say?
guys. So the book. I'm gonna make you give me an straight intelligence, Louise, as you are translating.
Oh, I would love.
Go, girl. You got this. It's not like I want all those spells and I'm a greedy bitch. I'm cheering for you as your friend. Yes?
Did you say intelligence?
Yeah, it is indeed something I know.
18.
Oh,
Yes!
damn.
Got a girl! Killing it!
Damn. I'm impressed.
Fighter, translator, adopted mother, vampire.
Yeah!
She's got it all.
I've got it all.
This book will contain
Stage.
2 spells, which I will allow whoever uses the book to choose. It's up to yourselves. I will leave it to the 2 spellcasters there. Both of you have the ability to learn 1 spell each, and they can be up to 4th level. They must, if they are damage based, do psychic damage. Nothing else.
Can I take this as a warlock?
I will allow it. I will allow all the spellcasters to potentially gain something from this.
Are we limited to the player's handbook or can we use Xanthar's?
You can use Xanthars because this guy's an edgelord and he absolutely got like the limited edition.
Is this 2 spells for each spellcaster or just 2 spells?
It is 2 spells. You guys, I'll allow you to sort of. You don't have
Fight
to.
it out.
Yeah. I'm gonna. Asna gets 100%. You get to pick 1 as you are actually translating it. Yeah. So there is that.
It's up to Gregor and Zoom to fight for the other one.
Oh, she can have it. I don't want it.
There we go. Good fight.
She wants it more. I just want to kill things.
So, can it be a
Does it have to be
paladin,
under?
a paladin
Yeah, I
or
was
cleric
just.
spell? Does it have to be arcane?
I will allow it. I will allow it.
So, Gavin, buddy, how much you liking me these days? I saw that, you
Calculation.
jackass. Everybody
just
on the
take-
long march. We're all friends. It's all good. We don't plot against each other at all.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, people are like, do you guys get along outside? It's like, we all connive. Connive against one another.
I will need time to decide.
I'll roll you for it.
Will I?
Alright, Eleanor.
Okay,
Oh,
yeah, go ahead, yeah.
you'll roll me for it?
I'll
Why'd
roll
you
you
just-
for it.
Why don't you just rock, paper, scissors it for me? Like, okay, go.
The highest roll, right? On a d20?
Yeah, the highest roll, just flat d20.
Oh.
Yeah, flat d20. Let's see it. Ladies and gentlemen, we've got a good old d20 roll-off.
Oh.
You first.
I'm scared.
15.
Oh, that's a good
Can
one.
I use my
Wrong.
nat 20?
Oh,
No,
come on.
Come on, you can't do that.
You get disadvantage for that. Oh!
You go, girl.
Bitch in the house.
It's yours.
All right.
Oh.
I'll consider this an almost fair trade for destroying my book of undead and sending it to the Raven Queen.
See her
Repayment.
at one point, maybe.
Okay, I tell you what. Here's what I'm gonna do, because I'm super excited, because I totally may have recently been gifted the glory that is the Xanthars spell cards.
Ooh.
Literally the nicest thing in the world.
Ooh.
Semi, like full on.
Semi.
That's basically-
That's sexy,
Semi.
man.
That's
That's just
porn.
semi.
That's porn right there.
TOS.
So here's what I'm going to do, because otherwise we're going to waste loads of time trying to pick out spells. I'm literally going to shuffle the cards, and I'm going to allow you to choose. So Zoom Vandry.
Pick a card. Any card.
Pick a card, any card. Wow. Wait, is it the full stack? So it could be above a
is.
level?
It could be. If it's. Praise
Full
lost
sack.
glory to the
Full
Queen of
sack.
Spiders. The world is her web, and we're her prey. All victories are hers. Please take this almighty holy sacrifice and give to me the power of Xanthars, and I shall sacrifice 1,000 souls for 1,000 years.
Flip the
So I'm gonna
card.
give this to Tool School now, you freak.
Oh, wait. What?
Right, come on. Right, shuffling. I'm shuffling. Do we
I
want one?
swear, if I get like dancing lights out of this, I'm going.
Uh.
I'm going to kill myself
Right.
as Casner.
So I'll let you pick one each. One each. So, Louise, from the top, from the bottom, from the middle.
God, I don't like choice, Josh.
Decisions stress me. I
Whereabouts?
D&D so I don't have to make decisions.
Can't say stop.
Like, like 3/4 up.
3/4 about
What does
there.
that
There you go. That's a
Yeah.
good cut.
Yeah.
Top or bottom?
Oh, this is what's
Oh, which one is the better one?
Top or bottom?
Can I use a nat 20 to get the better one out of the two?
Top or bottom? Or I'm gonna pick for you.
Oh
Go,
God!
go, 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 go.
Top, bottom, top.
It
I don't-
is-
I can't read it.
Some-
Mind spike.
Mind spike.
Oh my
Hot
god!
champ.
There you are.
Do we have Xanathars in this roll 20?
I don't know.
Don't think we do. That's alright.
Right.
Don't read that one
Zoom
out for
Vandry,
our audience.
House Vandry.
Mind spike.
I've got it.
That's
You
sick.
reach
Second
into the
of all.
mind of one
The top
creature you
one.
can
Yep.
see within
Very
range.
top.
The target must make a wisdom saving throw and take 3d8 psychic damage on a failed save, or half as much damage on a successful. On a failed save, you also know the target's location until the spell ends, but only while the two of you are on the same plane of existence. While you have this knowledge, the target can't become hidden from you, and if it is invisible, it gains no benefit from that condition against you. When you cast this spell using a spell slot of 3rd level or higher, the damage increases by 1d8 for each slot above the second.
Sick, I can increase it. Okay, good.
Official ASMR.
Where are we going? Where are we going?
Huh, for me?
Okay,
Yeah.
Katie, come
Right
on.
from the top.
Get above a 2. Get above
Top
a level
deck,
2.
RNG.
Top deck or reg.
That is innovation.
Innovation.
Innovation. Not
Wait.
innovation.
That's you get like spell slots back.
A tendril of inky darkness reaches out from you,
Yeah.
touching a creature you can
Level
see
5.
within
Ooh,
range.
level 5
range.
necromancy. Oh shit.
It was
Damn.
meant to be.
There you are.
Praise Loth. Well, in this campaign, curiously, but you know.
You can automatically deal 48 on your turns as an action. That's dope. So also it's like vampires, vampiric touch, but better.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Okay, that's cool.
Okay, right.
Oh
So,
my God.
I'm going to allow you to do this periodically over your sleep, and therefore have it done by the time you guys wake up in the morning. If you want to prepare spells, prepare some spells. You have the abilities. You have the technology. Does anyone actually introduce your
Yeah,
friend?
I'm just pointing a sword at this brain at this stage.
Yeah, so that's a new friend. That's Zune's new lover boy.
It is my pet, and you know that I have no such capability for love in my heart.
I mean, I know that, but still.
Oh, they were getting all real.
It
nice
fed
and
you
close.
its fingers, Zune.
That's
It's
pretty
a matter of survival. Knows that I can better protect the group if I'm well fed. Quite the same reason you keep Agatha around, I say, narrowing my eyes at him.
Ooh.
You're comparing Brainy to a cast iron skillet.
Agatha
Brainy.
is
Oh.
not a brain with legs, Zune.
Makes a good point.
Filthy Ibilth, I say to my sister. I just called you a less than drow in Dark Elven for being
can't even-
such a bitch.
I can't respond. You can trust it, can you? You're sure of this? You know this.
Not at all.
Great, good, grandiful.
Just about as much
Did you
as I
say
can.
grandiful?
Grandiful.
Grandiful.
That's I like that word.
Probably just about as much as I could trust my sister turning into a vampire and dating a dwarf and having a child that's a vampire.
I like grandiful. I'm gonna use that one.
I didn't.
I was wondering when you were finally going to bring that up, Zune,
Oh shit!
because I
So
totally
perhaps-
caught you last time.
Perhaps if you were going to go gallivanting around for your tiefling child, then you might do me the favor allowing me of an intellect devourer as a pet. Are we square?
Fine. But this time, Zune, if one of your idiotic plans comes back to bite you and try to kill you, maybe this time I will not be there to stop it.
Likewise.
Anyway, we should rest.
You go first.
Damn!
I love you, Louise. I'm
You're okay.
sorry.
Oh, yes. Oh, ruining friendships. It's why I do this.
I'm gonna
So-
I'm going to bed.
Let me set a season. Let me set a
I get
season
to
3
top
to
on.
maybe. Jeez.
So,
I'm gonna say, Kazna, come on. There's some things we need to talk about.
All right. I'll follow you, pointedly glaring at Zune.
I just am kind of giving, at this point, I've ignored you, and I'm giving like the side-angled look over at Gavin, like, you just couldn't help but put 2 words.
Gavin looks back and is like, I'm just over here cooking.
Sorry, that's the player laugh, not character.
Awkwardly,
I go back to transcribing.
awkwardly, throwing loads of eggs into the skillet and just
I'm learning how to cook with one hand.
Oh yeah, that's right. Oh my god. The spell's gonna take so long to write out.
So, as you guys have a lot going on, there is transcribing happening. The brain comes over and begins to flip through notes and scarp around and actually tries to tidy up a little bit around the place. It's difficult. He's a brain with legs, with tiny little lions.
Like a
legs, so-
Roomba.
Going around. Every now and again, he just like bumps into a table leg and just keeps bumping in, and then just turns direction. He's had a long day.
He's done cooking. He helps Brainy.
Yeah. Okay. Brainy like goes around in front of that, and and finally settles down. There is transcribing, there is cooking, but there are two individuals off quietly speaking. Are you guys going outside to talk, or are you
somewhere out of Zune shot?
Are you going out to the stable where 4 horses are eating what was once something?
Sure.
Okay, so
I'd
the
love to.
scene.
That's
Beautiful.
great.
It's
Wonderful.
Grateful.
It's
Grateful.
essentially a dilapidated, falling down stable. The rocks that sort of were cobbled together, falling apart. There are 4 horses that are butting each other's heads out of the way and trying to eat something that comes away in fleshy rivulets of blood and gore. But you guys have some time alone together.
Gregor doesn't have the usual sort of spring in his step and mirth that he would you're accustomed to him having, and says, "So I guess we should probably catch up on what's been going on. Feels like I've got no fucking clue what you've been up to, and you got no fucking clue what I've been up to."
It's been a while.
Yeah. So what happened with that brain thing then?
Well, when I awoke, at first I was in a cell, again, with Scab, again, locked in, again. There was this guard who got a bit mouthy, and so I killed him, of course.
Good.
And when he dropped to the ground, one of those things came out of him.
Right.
Couldn't get much out of him other that we were needed. I was needed. Zune, specifically, was needed. And when I escaped, I stumbled across a corridor I was not meant to see or go down. I did not heed the warnings I was given going down said corridor, and 4 of those things took me down. And when again I awoke with the Elder Brain. And it was disgusting and it gave me an ultimatum. Either Scab, you, Gavin, Zune would face endless horrors, or I would help it in persuading you, Gavin, Zune, to take on this threat that's coming. Something that it would not survive without us, something that we would not survive, something that nobody would survive.
I see.
And I don't know what it is. I don't know what's waiting, and I don't know if we'll survive it. And I don't know if we'll come back to set Scab free. I don't know if we'll be able to.
What worries me too, seeing the state he was in there.
Yeah.
No way to live.
I didn't want to make the deal. I never want to make a deal or compromise or give in, but I don't know, I guess I'm weaker than I was before. I have things in my life that, if something happened to, would be a fate worse than death.
Stand. I'm the same way. Made a deal with Lost Drow back there to look after you and the kid.
I guess we're in the same sinking boat then.
Yeah. You know, I just feel like we haven't defeated anything, let alone something that's going to defeat all of humankind and all of life itself. When does it end?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, quite frankly, I feel like I'm coming to the end of my tether, you know. Not like Zune. She just keeps going and going, and all she wants is power, and she'll be happy when she has that. I just want this all to be over, you know. I just want to... Madness, Cass. It's been absolute madness while you've been away. No one to talk to, no one who sees sense. Even Gavin's lost himself, I think. Zune's, well, she's more Zune than ever, but that's... You know, that's worse, and along the way somewhere I think I might have lost myself as well. I don't know really where that happened.
No, I think we're all a little different from where we started. Says the man who always sought war and, well, wanted another war to go to.
Yeah, I think I might finally be tired of war. Or maybe war is tired of me. I just want to get out of here. I want this all to be over. I want to get rid of those fucking things in our brains and our fucking things in the Underdark and their fucking sister. You know she's fucking crazy, right? There's no way she's gonna be okay.
She's family. As much as I, especially now, hate to admit it. When did she find out? How does she know anything?
I don't know. I suspect I might have said something. Maybe Gavin, I don't know. Doesn't really matter now.
No. Well, maybe this will be our last battle, whatever this is.
You really
Maybe not
believe
the end of the war, but the end of us fighting. We don't have to. We don't have to fight now, but we should. For Scab, even for them.
I don't know if I believe that after this one fight. Feel like we've been telling ourselves that for a long time. And, you know, that dream of us just getting out of here with Scab and living somewhere quiet, it just seems so far away. Farther than ever.
I don't know if we'll ever be able to make it there. I don't know if we'll ever be able to make it out of here.
All I've been fighting for.
Then let's keep fighting. At least for now. At least until we find a way out, and if not through someplace nice to settle down, then some final place to lie.
No. That's not as though dying is easy anymore.
Somehow I feel like living here is harder.
Alright, well, to one more fight. And that this fucking...
To one more fight. And for what it's worth, I wouldn't want to fight with anyone but you.
Likewise.
Now, let's go back inside so I can pretend to ignore my sister and sleep.
Ah, that sounds nice. Haven't slept properly since you've been gone.
Well, I'm back now, and I'm not going anywhere ever again.
Good. And Gregor takes your hand and squeezes it and heads back inside.
Kazna, roll me a deception.
What?
I'm kidding. I'm trying to
You bitch!
Oh, I just... There's a knife
You're
right
a-
there. And
you're
you've
a
gotta
mean
twist
man.
sometimes. Anyway,
The one good thing in this campaign.
exactly. No. So yeah, it's good. You guys head back inside, and there is the smell of food. It is a good smell. We have long since past the time when Gavin needs to roll to make a hearty meal. Gavin makes the heartiest of meals. It is like whatever. It's like just everything mixed together. It's like an omelet of all.
Oh yeah, it's like a giant frittata with like cheese and all kinds of stuff. Smells glorious. And Gavin being a
Sure
good
it
host.
does. I'm sure
Well,
it smells great.
that's the thing. She can't smell anything, and they can't eat anything.
Good. I'm glad you can't smell. 'Cause at least I
No,
can,
and
so breathing from him.
there, Gavin has found in this room some like 2 goblets, and since Cat's out of the bag, there's this lovely omelet, which is pretty much what he's gonna eat, and there are 2 goblets full of Gavin's finest fresh blood that he has put in for the vampire couple, because they can't eat real food, and Gavin's not going to let them go hungry while everyone else is eating.
Thank you, Gavin.
I don't think anyone here on this channel will judge you for having a liquid dinner. I don't think any of us. We're all good.
I was going to say, can I find some roadkill for Laureladia? I mean, being nice. I mean, that's what she eats.
Okay, yeah. Like you could bring in some of the absolutely desecrated husk of what was some kind of lizard creature outside. If you want to brave your way past, I think Morty will allow it. Morty likes you. Morty will allow you to muscle in.
I actually wouldn't mind spending some time with Morty, just me and him, while I'm transcribing into my spellbook. It would feel very like old times for Zune. Wish you could stay away from Gavin and his awkward fumbling about the kitchen while he kind of refines himself. That kind of social edge. Here, have your space. I'll go sit with my horse, my undead horse.
That's cool. Like I said, I was just trying to put on some grub for everybody.
So it's an awkward dining experience. It's a tense moment, and you are accompanied outside for a sort of not really social interaction. The one-eyed man's brain, he comes and he sits nearby. Doesn't get too close to the horses, whose sheer weight would pop him like a zit. But he hangs back, but he watches over you, and it's a quiet, sort of quite unhappy, melancholy moment for everyone. But it passes without disturbances, without trouble, and you guys have no real there's no time as such that seems to signify. There's no change in the environment, there's no rising of the sun or huge tolling bells, anything like that. So really all you get is suddenly everyone hears a voice, which will be unfamiliar to Kazna in the most uncomfortable of ways. Everyone hears a voice in their head saying, "I think it is about time."
Best be at it then. I assume that it's been long enough for a long rest.
It has.
Sweet.
It is
Sweet.
time. It's been 20 minutes. It's time to go. Get out.
Yep, Gregor suits up. Probably haven't gotten out of his dwarven armor.
Damn. Has Gregor washed? Is he no longer blind? Entire conversation, like,
Blinded by love.
that's it.
Yeah, he'll have bathed somewhere in a trough.
I love the idea Zoom's outside trying to have a quiet moment with Morty, and Gregor's just splashing around in the trough,
In the
cleaning
trough.
himself.
A little rubber underducky.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, it is time, and the horses are ready, still dripping with blood. Morty has chunks falling out of his sort of where his stomach would be through his ribs onto the floor. They are all suitably. They all suit you guys. They all suit you, your mood, as it were, which is being everyone's sort of worst nightmare, displaying themselves as sort of a morbid,
on brand.
and menacing
saddle up, I guess.
Let go.
Indeed. So, you guys saddle up, and Gavin, I believe you have a rough map of the capital.
Yes. That we got. Yeah, that I got from one of the people, the brain.
Indeed. So yeah, it's good. You've got you've got some stuff to get yourself sorted. You can see that you've got probably about a day's hard ride, maybe less, maybe more. It depends on how favorable the terrain is. And you note that the route is more, it goes on large, huge sort of structures that seem to be like waypoints as opposed to a specific path, because stuff changes very rapidly in the Underdark. Stuff like but worms, the earth tremors, anything like that can remake the entire labyrinth in a heartbeat. So as you make your way through, you have like some wonderful sort of things to try and find. You have what appears to have been once a house or a building of some sort. It's not labeled clearly, but there is denoted that there is a structure of some kind that was there that has sunken through the roof of Zamora and basically been swallowed and ended up in the Underdark, semi-intact. A whole building that it says, it's sort of, there's a path that you can pick through it. You also note that further on there is an underground swamp, which is supposedly difficult to navigate through simply because the air itself is so noxious and so disorientating. It's almost impossible to breathe in there. And that's another obstacle to come across. And finally, the last bit is there appears to be no way in to the city, or there certainly wasn't the last time the map was made. You can see where the entranceway was. There was a grand, huge, very decadent gateway that was carved into obsidian rock, and it was glorious, and it had plenty of sort of iconography covering the huge pillars that created this archway, but it appears that it has been sealed up through various different means, cutting the shard off from the House of Fell. So it's something that there's a couple of things to get across. But as you guys head off, does anyone want to do anything before we set off this morning? Just before we do.
Not such. I think Gregor's done everything he wants to. He's eager to be going.
Yeah, no, that's I don't. Yeah. I mean, Gavin has. I mean, we just ate, so I mean, it's not like he's going to cook again. But he has leftovers after. I assume that we ate and then slept, in order to get the long rest in. So Gavin, of course, upon waking, maybe he'll warm up some frittata. I check with the vampires, make sure that they're well fed.
Is there a poisoner's kit here by any chance?
Yes, there is.
Soon.
What?
No, I'm not going to poison you. Relax.
Do you have proficiency?
No.
Okay, you can either make me a dex check and follow very carefully, or you can intelligence check. I will allow either one.
I am going to intelligence check,
Funny
and
that.
I am going to use one of my natural 20s.
On a nat 20, how many vials did you make it out with?
I made it out with 3.
3, damn. Okay, right, so you can make 3 vials of refined and very nasty purple worm poison.
Yay.
Yay for purple worm poison.
Purple.
As if it wasn't phallic enough.
Soon was very, very busy throughout the whole night.
Indeed. You should probably have slept. No long rest for you. So you guys
Fair enough. It'll be worth it.
You find yourselves sort of heading out towards the edge of town. It is sort of a huge tunnel that leads into, and this tunnel seems to be quite old. You can see that in places around it's got actual almost like like a path that leads about 20 foot in and then just is completely gone, and leads to sort of jagged rocky floors and razor sharp sort of crevices. But you guys progress with relative ease. It gets dark very, very quickly. It's not a problem for the drow. It's not actually such a problem for the dwarf either. However, dear old Gavin, what are you doing about you just relying on your friends? I'm going to suggest no.
I can cast the dancing lights cantrip every now and then.
Well, I mean, I have light. I can cast light.
Oh, there you go. Yeah.
Yeah, I can cast light cantrip. Yeah, because I don't want to be like a beacon down here. But I'll I'll cast it on. I'll cast it like on a buckle of my apron, since I'm not wearing my armor. I was gonna say I'm one piece of my armor, but like of my blacksmith's apron, so that it just it gives a small amount of light, but basically that it is shrouded. That it's almost like a hooded lantern. Yeah,
it's like it's specific. Yeah.
Yeah.
And well, as you make your way through, it's pretty easy going. However, I'm gonna need to see how fast you guys make it. So everyone, give me an animal handling check. And this is slightly easier, as chat has given you some pretty sick rides.
Wow. It's 19 from Gavin.
It's a 4.
Nailed it. Wow, you guys are the most animal handling people ever.
It's been a rough day.
All of the animals.
Okay. It's been a long march, okay? Calm yourself.
Dear God. Dear God.
But we got
So
time for
you
it, folks.
guys,
I'm both mad and disappointed.
you guys make okay progress. Having
the okayest of progress.
Yeah, it's the most okay
Super
of progress,
average.
as Gavin is forging the way forward. In fact, war is just basically stomping its way through the floor, just carving a path through like stalactites, stalagmites, everything, just punching a clear path, making it easier for everyone else to follow in a single file, but it is still difficult, and it takes a little longer. You're not really sure how long you've been traveling, but finally, after having that sneaking suspicion that you might have made a wrong turn, like maybe about a mile back, and just that dread that fills you realize that up ahead,
Left turn at Albuquerque, man.
Yeah, exactly. You're like, oh goddamn. And
Are
then
you old enough for that reference?
Literally, I think I'm the only one who's.
Are you kidding? I grew up on Foghorn Leghorn too. Like I get all that shit.
That was Bugs Bunny.
Yeah, Bugs Bunny, the same era. Like
I say,
son. Never mind. Sorry.
Topical humor.
We digress.
Anyway, you see what apparently looks like a mirage ahead of you. It's kind of like scintillating light, and as you make it through, you see sort of like a portal almost up ahead. It's a dark grayish green, and it moves in a slight shimmer, like it flickers. But as you get closer, Gavin, having to get like very close for your eyes to adjust, you will notice that it actually appears to be vines, like a whole curtain of vines that come down, and they block off a tunnel. And on the other side, there is light. There is a lot of light, and it is steady. It doesn't flicker like firelight in any way. It's too clear, too pale.
I sort of hold up my hand. First thing, do I see any mist through these vines?
You can't actually see through them. You can just see that they're almost the insides of them being illuminated, as if there is a bright light, almost like when you hold up something slightly translucent. Yeah.
Gotcha. Can I do a survival check to see if it's daylight?
Yeah, absolutely. Give me a survival check.
It's nat 20.
It is absolutely
Nice.
daylight on the other side. However, you know that you are still underground considerably.
Yeah, but I'm from Florida. It's a sinkhole that goes all the way up. I'm betting it's a sinkhole. That building fell right on through that sinkhole, and now we got light coming down here into the Underdark. We got a problem because we got 2 vampires with us, and the last time we saw light from Zamora, mist came with it. Great. I relay all that in Gavin voice now.
Y'all fellas, we gotta
fellas. Yeah. Friends, we potentially have a problem. That's daylight ahead. I kind of look at both Gregor and Kazna, which can be problematic if we bump into anything down here. And the last time we had an opening from Zamora, from the surface down here, that mist came along with it, which we know contact with, certainly for anyone who uses magic, is not a good idea.
Yeah.
That puts us at an extreme disadvantage. I could simply cast a darkness so that these two could pass through. But if it initiates the creatures from magic...
Brainy, does the mist from above affect you as it affects other casters? I'm not aware of your ability when not within another person.
Honestly, I have no idea. I've never had the inclination to try it.
It's not worth risking you for it, knowing that you're vulnerable in your current form.
I could always try in a different form if you want to lend me a hand. Well, you only have one anyway. So.
Well,
that is quite an interesting proposal, Mr. Fjordhammer. I believe it responds to both the divine magic and the arcane, but to dabble into the magic of the mind that's not pulled from the womb or given by it.
Yes, but I'm trying to remember. I'm pretty sure that my magic was affected as well at the campsite, but well, no sense of anyone walking out there. I use my warhammer as I step back to basically part the bottom of the vines to sort of make so there's an air gap and see if any mist comes flowing through under, in the sort of where I crack the vines apart.
At first, yes, a tiny bit of mist comes through, but it clearly, it's different. And immediately you'll realize it's different because the heat comes through with it as well. There is a bog. The smell is potent. It is cooking in sunlight. There is sun above, and it is just in sort of like this sinkhole on the other side. You can make out a huge piece of stonework. It's quite clearly comprised of many different pieces, and it is there.
Can I dismount off of Morty and gut up to these vines?
Yeah, absolutely.
Is this... Zune has the sneaking suspicion that these vines react to light somehow, like actual sunlight, and is attracted towards them, and that somehow is affecting the mist. Can I chop off a piece of this vine to inspect it and see what it does? I don't have botany as a skill. I don't really know what to roll for that.
For that, you can roll me a nature.
Okay.
22.
Ooh, I'm from the Underdark, after all.
Short of it, no. However, the thing you do know is that whatever it is that you've just cut off seems to be something that thrives in sunlight. It does actually seem to be something that needs to photosynthesize, which you would have noticed a lot of the plants in Zamora don't have those sorts of, they don't generally have big branching leaves or anything like that. They don't grow tall, they dig deep into the earth to get nutrients that way. Whatever it is, it seems to be something that it doesn't belong here.
If I cast darkness on it, does it wither?
Does it? Is that something you do?
Yep. Because Zoot cares more about science than common sense. A high wisdom girl.
Okay, suddenly absolute darkness just fills the blots out the wonder that is this tunnel of light leading to the surface for a
I can
brief-
choose it on in point or an object, so I'm just going to focus it on the piece itself.
Okay, all right. So you look at it. You are unable. Can you see through it? I can't remember if you. Can see.
No, but I can use my hands. I can see well enough. I have extra thumbs for a reason, after all.
Your hands. These are borrowed hands. Don't get cocky. So you try and feel like out this vine. You do feel that it seems to almost harden, toughen ever so slightly. It's much softer, much more malleable when it's there out in sort of the sunlight. But in darkness, it seems to toughen, seems to harden itself. That's all you get.
I dispel the darkness just by not concentrating it on anymore. And interesting. I recall reading about this in my studies, but I left alchemy for the lesser wizards of the house.
Well, we know that this is the way to go. Here's the structure that has somehow found its way down here. We need to somehow either wait till nightfall or somehow protect our friends here from the sunlight. And the real question is, how is this pit, this sinkhole, free to the sunlight when none of the rest of Zamora is?
Suggesting there's something weird going on with it magically.
That's what I'm worried about, that we step out there and somehow we're exposed to something we're not expecting, but it is our path. There is no other way. But sun, we do at least know, is a problem.
Question, Josh. What would I roll to see if I could get the sense that we are actually still in Zamora and we haven't either been transported somewhere else or just marched for a very long time?
We marched off the map. Like,
Marched,
we've fallen through the
Marched too
map
far.
and we're just on with the dev space now. Yeah.
You basically you open the curtain and nothing on the other side is rendered. You just there's nothing there.
Yeah, the textures are looking really weird around
Obviously, a
here.
different zone. We have to step across before we can see, you know.
As you open it up, it asks what level you are. You are not high enough. You have to go grind again. It's just gonna be great.
And boars.
Killing boars. I love that. Yeah. So you can roll me an Arcana, a Survival. Yeah. Something.
Can I roll survival to see?
Yeah, absolutely.
Give it a roll.
Yeah, go
That's
on.
a 15.
15.
The 15 for me.
Let's see
Okay.
what I have it be.
With the 15 Arcana, you're pretty sure you haven't been transported by any other means. And
I mean,
On a-
backtracking, thinking of our entire pathway and then back out, because is there any possible way we could have crossed the borders? We just haven't. I mean, the math doesn't work out. The geography doesn't work out. Okay.
It is an entire country after all. You don't stroll across it, even on horseback. You've made good progress down here, but you are aware that, like, compared to the progress you would make on normal terrain, you have been crawling.
Yeah.
You get to this sort of this place, and it just seems to be that whatever this is there's something going on that draws in the sunlight. It's unclear as to what that is.
Can I do a general arcana to see magic things in the area?
Yeah, absolutely.
On a 14.
14? You sort of... Okay, here's what you get. You taste something off in the air. It's hard to make out. It's hard because of the swamp smell that now Zune has cut like part of this curtain is now like it's seeping through, and like Zune doesn't seem to notice it, but everyone else will be very much aware. This smell is just it makes you feel, it's that kind of pressing heat that just makes it hard to concentrate. But you get this taste in the back of your mind, like a static. There's almost like a charge in the air. The air itself feels like odd. And then you look at yourself, you look at your arms, it's sort of like you're trying to sort of feel what it is. And you realize that all of the hairs on your arm are standing on end.
It's probably not good.
What's wrong?
This area is charged with something. I can't tell what. But the air is different here.
In a bad way?
I can only assume so. Things haven't been great down here so far.
Getting that too. Zune, do something about this. Isn't this your area of expertise? You're always wanting to fuck around with weird stuff.
As you will. I cast Detect Magic.
Okay, let me just see.
Did you see how much magic
Detect
I
the
put?
instant death zone.
Oh, I cast a spell, by the way. Do I fall unconscious? I totally forgot about that.
You did indeed. Give me an intelligence saving throw.
All right, then. Here we go. This will be a great answer to your question. I think I make it.
Fuck me.
That was for the darkness. Give me one for detect magic.
I only had to do it once, didn't I? Or is it every time?
I thought it was only once.
And Josh decides.
Yeah, rules, yeah.
Damn it.
All right. I'll give you. Actually, no. You know what? I'm not. Simply because this is
Put my
what
foot
happened.
down.
God damn it.
Enough of this shit. Okay, I'm done. No, you don't pass out. You go blind. It literally is
good.
more magic than you've possibly ever seen in your life.
What?
It sears your retina. Like, it is unbelievably strong. And there is a sudden, it intensifies for a split second and then cools in the area. But the entire cavern you were about to enter is charged.
I was gonna say, do we have to hold Zune back so she doesn't go charging in?
Zune will do her very best to not appear blind as long as it's not something visual. And give off no notion that she is. I dismounted Morty. Fuck.
Good luck getting back to your horse, sis.
See anything, Zine? What was it?
Oh. I use my mind for Brainy and ask him discreetly to be my eyes because I have gone blind and I don't want my companions to know.
So
And help
cute.
guide me approximately back to my horse.
He will do so. He will do so. Give me a deception check as you do.
Do I got any of those nat 20s left?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, you got
pile.
4 of them.
Okay. Let's go with that.
Nat 20, you jump on that horse. No problems whatsoever with Brainy flanking on the flank.
So I cast the spell. Zune goes quiet for a moment and gets on top of her horse and says, "There is a strong chance we're on something that just doesn't exist anymore. Keynode in the Underdark. We are on a way line of magic, or we are in an anti-magic field. Something terrible is happening here. Something that Detect Magic should give me the School of Magic, even if it is blindingly powerful. Nothing?
You get nothing. Closest I'd give you is transmutation.
Transmutation. This is likely.
With a touch of conjuration.
This is likely a handcrafted spell, and I cannot pinpoint its source.
Someone's made this specifically for this area. They want us to stay out of here, or they want us to... And why would you make it?
We don't have a choice.
We have to go through.
Yeah, that's what I'm
The
thinking.
question is what we should at least, unless there's something Zune can do to help protect the two of you, we're going to have to wait, or
Why don't we send the brain first and see what happens?
the brain
Bad idea.
and a little... If there's anything out there that can harm one of us, it will utterly destroy the brain, and he might be our only hope to get inside the capital city. Perhaps he can connect in to some of the intelligence there to give us a clue as to where to even look. Otherwise, we're going to be stumbling around trying to find an entrance to the capital city, and we'll run out of our potions.
Mr. Fjordhammer, do you happen to have any sesame seeds in your repertoire?
Oh, yeah, of course you would. I mean, that's like any Asian cooking.
I can.
He turns Agatha into a walk every once in a while.
Would 20 feet be enough to pass by this, or no?
What do
Oh,
you
I
mean?
assume it's a big chamber.
Oh, it's huge, the cavern.
100, 200 feet across?
Probably bigger.
500 feet across? Okay.
Okay, Josh, shoot me down and physically
Bang!
shoot me. Okay, sick, thanks. If this is crazy, but can I at least try? Having been
Never try, Louise. If there's one thing I can encourage you to do in this
Okay.
game, don't
right,
try.
never mind. Then move on. Okay, can I? Having spent some time with our friend the Elder Brain, and having been on a mission for said Elder Brain, and knowing how said Elder Brain communicates and works, and if I were to kind of reach back into my mind, can I sense any other presence? Can I connect with anything else that I can speak to?
Give me a Arcana.
Natural 20.
Natural 20, absolutely not, you can't. But
Thanks.
you detect something. As you're trying to sense, like, connections, you actually detect... Okay, you seem to be struggling to understand, and you're the only one who's noticed this so far, but Brainy is struggling to communicate with you guys. It doesn't look like he's in pain as such, but he looks like it's like there's almost interference, almost like static. It is getting pulled towards this room, this cavern, this chamber, this expansive space. And it seems to be like it is incredibly quiet on the other side. There's no sort of spooky noises. There's no flow of wind or anything like that. But there is warm air. It's almost pleasant. Maybe not for a drow, but it's almost pleasant conditions on the other side. And you just can't detect. In fact, if anything, you're pretty sure that even if it wanted to, on a nat 20, you're pretty sure the Elder Brain wouldn't be able to spy on you right here.
Interesting. Very interesting. Well, okay. We can't stay here forever. You're muted.
As I said, there's no way we can take you out there in the sunlight. I mean, Gavin doesn't know anything other than vampire legend. Oh no, Gavin knows all kinds of things about
I
vampires.
was going to say, you are a
Sorry.
local
No,
vampire
Gavin knows all kinds of
expert.
things about vampires.
Yeah.
So you tell me, Josh, because I've always dealt with high-level vampires who just have, lose some of their advantages in the sunlight, don't burst into flame like, Dracula. But I was always
They
dealing with
will
high-level
They will
vampires.
probably burn in the sunlight.
Okay.
Well, not like instantaneous death, but it will hurt them.
Hurt
I
like
want
hell.
to stick my hand out just to see, just put my head out of the vein of the.
God damn it!
Vines.
Okay, you can take 10 radiant damage.
I would love to take 10 radiant damage. Thank you.
Also, Zune can roll a wild magic surge here from Cheris DK. Thank you, my friend.
Oh, daisy Dale.
So,
There is the smell of cooking flesh. It's pleasant.
well, there's our answer.
Idea. Let's just wait it out.
Can you do any more of that darkness, Zune?
Oh my god. Zune.
No,
Zune.
come on.
Zune teleports to an impenetrable forest for 4d6 hours. Rip.
So right as you're
So,
asking me that,
Zune, can you
I-
cast
With the
darkness?
blinding thing too.
So, as you guys are sort of standing there
Cloak jump.
discussing it, Zune is still trying to take small samples from these vines. When suddenly, Zune, this vine wraps itself round your arms, binding them together. And before you even have a chance, you get just a squeak of surprise out. And you turn to look at the party as you are pulled into the wall itself, into the earth, and imprisoned.
She's blind.
Indeed.
Blind and imprisoned.
Don't even.
Blind and
for-
imprisoned.
Don't even.
How long?
Don't even
So
think about
I
penetrating.
fixed
her.
my sister with
46.
a one last goodbye stare as I'm pulled in, as I'm quite certain as I'm going into death. Vandry name.
So what's the D? How many is it? D8, D10,
It was 4d6 was the wild magic surge.
46 hours.
6 hours. Oh, we'll never see you again.
Ooh,
6
low
hours.
rolls.
That's not bad. That's not bad. Okay,
Yeah,
so
3 ones. That's awesome.
Zune, you are dragged into the ground and immediately have the wonderful experience of like you try and sort of like speak out and just earth and dirt, slightly moist and dank from being underground, fills your mouth, and sort of like it basically you are buried alive and you are unable to suffocate, unable to move, unable to do anything really. You can't spellcast because you can't do verbal, you can't reach any components, you can't do any semantic moves, so you are completely helpless, blind, deaf, and dumb.
But alive.
But alive.
But I can think.
You can think.
Yeah. Ooh, I wonder. Yeah, because whether Brainy can still sense her. So Gavin, I mean, sees her just disappear, jumps down off the horse, and just like runs. Oh, Zune. And I mean, I assume. I mean, it's just a wall of stone, right? I can't do anything.
It is earth and dirt, and you can see that it's fresh, almost not quite the perfect cartoon sort of outline of someone who's gone for a wall, but close. And the vines there are digging hungrily into the earth, moving and twisting slightly. But really, it happens so quick and so violently, and now the vines just look like they're almost deceptively moving in the breeze. But now they have pulled her in, they have parted this curtain, and on the other side, there is nothing stopping this sunlight streaming in. It's not coming in far enough, it literally comes about 5 foot in because it's coming at an angle. But it leaves a clear, open picture of what is on the other side. And on the other side, there appears to be what was a huge tower with part of a gate still attached to it. That the gate is essentially these huge metal bars pushed up like a shark's fin on the back of some huge, great circular tower that lays on its side, mostly intact. And there is daylight streaming down, filling this entire cavern. And as you get, it's about 500 feet across. It's a big old distance. But the first thing that give me a quick perception check, Gavin, is
9.
on a 9, you make out that it is over what appears to be a gap that the the sinkhole continues down, and most of the water has been drained down, but a bridge has been created by this tower.
A tower. And does the gap go all the way across the opening? So it's basically through the tower is the only way to get across the gap?
It appears so. But there are, there are also the walls, which are scalable. There are rough rock and stone in
Well,
places.
I just saw plants eat. I'm thinking, I just saw plants eat someone through the wall, so. Well, I don't know what we can do, Spazoon.
I'm just probably furiously hitting the wall. This is not okay.
I do ask Brainy if Brainy can hear her thoughts.
He pauses for a few minutes and quietly in your head, very quietly, says, "She is lost to me."
You're struggling, aren't you, Brainy, to make connections here?
Hey, you better start finding some of those, mate. Because your only friends just walked out.
Not his only friend.
This isn't about friendship.
Right now, it's about survival, and he's our best chance.
I'd just like to know why.
I cannot see.
The same reason you made a deal with the Elder Brain. You just explained it yourself. He is a means to an end.
I mean, if the brain, the Elder Brain, cannot see here, if he cannot connect here, what is here?
That thing out there? Something horrible. We're in Zamora.
What does it look like?
A tower that has fallen. It's creating a bridge across a chasm. It's open to the sky above. Daylight streams in.
You hear a keening sound in your head. Like a soft, quiet keening sound, but no words. It seems to come from him.
If this thing is so dangerous, why did it draw you? Why do you want to go here?
I have no desire to be here. I am blind. I cannot see past the edge of this place.
Really fucking
And
helpful.
I cannot see your sister.
Tell you what, well, we can't go out there with the sunlight. We've got no way to create a darkness for you. I guess we wait and dig. Shall we try to see if we can? Yeah. Kind of just like doesn't, I mean, he's kind of just like beside himself. Digging is probably could be as dangerous as leaving stuff alone. He says that.
As Kazner has been very angry, give me a It's
Son
been
of a
a
bitch.
long old
You know
while.
what, it's been so long, I'm going to need to go and check that little note.
Yeah.
The
The oldies but goldies.
Oldie but Goldie.
That's
What?
like from day one.
No,
Yeah.
it doesn't say which rock.
That was such a long march ago.
Oh god. Wisdom saving throw.
Pun saving throw for Gavin.
God.
Oh,
Um,
no.
It's 10.
Soon give me an athletics check at advantage. Wow.
I mean,
drunk.
Zune is so athletic. That's definitely what she was known for in class.
Well,
was-
Oh no, I don't mean
Not
Zoom.
Zune,
That's why I was
Kazna.
so
Kazna.
confused.
Yeah, I was like,
Yeah,
hang on.
Kazna, sorry. Give me
I'm
an
like, yeah, there
athletics.
should be like a +7 on that.
+8, I'll have you know, actually.
Yeah.
Uh,
Right, a +9.
That's awesome.
sisters,
Wow.
sisters forever. 11s all round.
Nailed it.
Um,
Well, you said
I-
advantage, right? So she's 16.
Yeah, on a 16, Kazna begins with her bare hands clawing at sort of the dirt. You need to get your sister out, and you start making some pretty quick inroads into this. But I'm going to say, Gavin and Gregor, you will notice this faster than Kazna will. she is tearing through the earth and tearing through what look like roots. And you can see them being sort of pulled back and chunks of them falling into the earth that she's excavating, almost trying to sort of one-man tunneling machine, or one-woman tunneling machine.
Kazna, stop. Don't think that's going to work.
No.
You know, the vines, they're growing back, aren't they?
In places, they appear to be moving.
She's somewhere underground. She's somewhere way further than we're going to get her. Your sister's on your own right now. She's got magic. She'll get her way out. She always seems to.
A kind gesture.
Thank the Shadow Rodney gives Zune a heal. Thank you, my friend.
Very nice.
I would like, I'll try and pull Kazna off.
Are you resisting?
Oh, you're
are
muted.
Somehow.
Yeah, because you're not showing he's muted. Your mic's not working.
Mic might have been pulled out.
What?
Yeah, all in and out again, probably.
I have. Hello?
There you go, you're back.
Very quiet. Very, very quiet.
Hello.
Yeah, you're coming through.
I don't know what's happening. Yeah, I'm resisting. Resistance.
There you go.
Resistance is
Okay.
happening.
Give me some athletics checks. Zune, Kazna, you're at advantage. Sorry.
I think you're
22.
auto-adjusting through.
I will fix that.
120 plus 9. 28.
Damn!
Boom!
Damn!
That's like
The arms of love.
Yeah, he can't be moved with his armor, so he just kind of like pulls her up and just kind of throws her over.
Yeah, Kazna, like, you are torn backwards, unable to, like, the sheer strength of Gregor is astounding. And despite the fact you were leaning into everything, you are pulled and basically pushed with your back flush against the wall of this tunnel. There is the slight searing smell as Gregor's pulled you back, has burnt like ever so slightly the side of his arm as he's got you pinned in place against the sunlight. It's a little intense.
Enough.
I can't leave her.
Don't talk to me about leaving people behind.
Perhaps.
It's not like
Perhaps
I had
if
a
we
choice any of the times that it happened, Gregor.
Neither do you now. You don't have a choice. She's gone. You have to trust her like I trusted you to look after yourself. We have to look after ourselves right now, else we're all fucked.
Perhaps if we solve the mystery of this place, as it was the plants that took her, we will be able to recover her once we figure out what's going on here.
Yeah.
Fine. If we have to wait around for something to happen, Brainy, since you're so smart.
As you look at him, he is pouring at the progress that you've made. He is just almost like a dog trying to dig for a bone. He is trying to pour his way through whichever path Zoom just vanished.
What took her? Do you at least know that?
There's a long pause, and finally, I don't know.
You don't know. You don't know.
There is. I am struggling to think, to be. There is something, and I cannot see what it is.
Great.
Okay, so someone's blocking him. Probably this fucking police. They've got that custom spell that Zune was talking about before she got dragged down. That might be why.
Someone should find out what is on the other side.
Maybe Gav, you could go through.
Yes, I was about to suggest that. That I should go Scout.
Hey.
I won't go too far. The last thing we should do is split up even further.
Worst case, I'll come running.
And you'll be a cinder by the time you get to me.
Aye, well.
Then don't let it get to the worst case.
I will only go as far as I'm able to return.
Good luck.
So Gavin, you step through into the light. Give me a perception check as you walk out into this huge space, getting fresh eyes on everything around you.
Perception, come on.
Like Fallout walking out the vault right now.
13. I should have used one of my nat 20s, damn it.
Okay, I'll allow it. You've got a couple to burn through. So
Yeah, I'll use the nat 20 on it.
On a nat 20, you step out into this cavern, and as you look up, you have a heart-wrenching moment where your stomach turns and you feel genuine familiar terror as you see a huge maw, ragged, vicious-looking teeth, and you realize you're looking up through the mouth of a huge cavernous beast that you are currently standing in the mouth of. And then it passes, and you realize that your mind is playing tricks on you. What you can actually see on the rim of a huge, as you were correct, sinkhole are several spikes. They are made of huge pieces of stone. They are carved. They are a few meters tall, each of them, and they are at uneven angles. Some of them look like they've fallen in partly. Some of them still stand pointing upwards towards the sky. They form almost a ring around this sinkhole in uneven spacings. And you look up to see that above you, the fog is surrounding you. You are in the eye of a storm. You can see straight up, and though the sun does not shine directly down, there is plenty of light that lights this room. And you can almost sort of feel reconnected with everything. It's a beautiful moment. It is almost strange. As you look around this room, there are plants that are flowering. There are plants that don't belong in Zamora at all. And there is moss that is growing along the side of the tower. There is white petals that sprout up with ivy blossoms just curling their way through the stonework. It is almost like a botanical garden found in the middle of the most unlikely places, deep, buried. But on a nat 20, you also note that there is a crack in the ground that vanishes far beyond where you can see.
Not to put too much on the nat 20, but Gavin being familiar from his cleric and paladin days of sacred circles and things, places that have been sanctified, that this ring of stones or something, maybe not this exact formation, but that often hallowed ground is marked in such a way and that literally the ring is holding back whatever has infected this land. Is that kind of what I'm feeling here?
Kind of. You're not entirely sure what it is, but it seems to be doing just that.
Yeah.
How it's done, you don't know.
Whether it's actually hallowed, but just that this ring of stone, just like old Stonehenge and things like that, other religious sites, circles. Even if this doesn't necessarily, he will just take a moment, and again, seeing the sun after as long as we've been underground or in Zamora. It's been, I don't even know.
It's been a bloody long time since you guys have been out.
Gavin just kind of, almost head up and just, he kind of does, actually, I guess one arm, just, kind of feels the sun on his face and looks, content for a moment. So I'm going to try to, at first, I'm not going to go further than 90 feet away from where the entrance is, mainly because I can thunder step back, basically do a teleport back or try to. So I want to try to get a feel for the immediate surroundings.
Okay. As you look around and sort of get a feel for everything, you see that it appears that the ground here is spotted with with water that is in small. There's like almost rock pools that are formed. They are particularly unpleasant in places, and sometimes some of them even look somewhat drinkable. There's a real variety, and you can't hear much, but you do catch just on the edge of your hearing what sounds like almost crickets, like insectoid noises of things inhabiting this small paradise in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, so I continue forward investigating. I mean, certainly wary now, Edens sometimes have thorns. As how much further away am I from the tower?
You're not too far. It's only about sort of 50 feet, maybe a little further to the edge of the sort of your end of the tower. You can see that it had this gateway was quite a thing, like large enough for you to probably be able to get carts through and like large amounts of trade.
So am I like looking like literally at like the foundation is now a vertical wall, and so I'm seeing like a big
You're
circle?
looking at the top. You can see that there are like parapets and decor. There's no crates, there's no barrels, there's no anything like that. Anything has a.
But I mean, I'm looking at it like this, right? I'm not looking at it like this. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
You were staring at. There appears to be sort of like what was a hatch that is long since gone, that leads through the top of the tower, and you would essentially be walking along it at completely the wrong angle.
Right.
Degrees.
I just don't even know what I can do to detect, to try to figure out. So how far away am I from the entrance?
From the entranceway,
the tunnel where I left the vampires.
There's like 50 feet between the two.
Okay. Can I do like a survival check to see if I see any tracks of animals or creatures or humanoids around the area?
Absolutely.
On a 20.
On a 20, you see tiny, like you crouch down by one of these rock pools and you see tiny little clawed feet, sort of clawed paw marks where something has sort of like scratched its way through sort of a bit of moss, left a pretty neat indent and almost sort of scratched into the rock beneath. But other than that, like you see what looks like almost, you can hear the insects just buzzing sort of around in very sort of familiar yet alien, I suppose now, ways. So I mean, there does appear to be very small amounts of wildlife here, but you certainly don't see any tracks for something large down here. It just is completely missing, absent.
I know. Since Zune mentioned possibly an anti-magic field or something like that, I just cast light sort of like under my cloak or something just to see if it casts, to see if magic is working.
Give me a give me a con save. Sorry.
A con save.
Hmm.
Okay. That's a 22.
On a 22, it casts. How long does the light last for?
Golly. I haven't looked that up in like forever. It's like 12 hours, right? 1 hour.
1 hour. Okay. It casts, but it flickers. It doesn't seem quite as bright, quite as strong. There's something definitely wrong about it. You notice, however, that it seems to disperse as you cast it. It's almost as if it's being sort of torn apart, this light.
Ooh, okay. That's good to know.
Yeah, it's strange. You feel like a tugging sensation.
Does it tug towards the tower or like
No,
the crack?
It goes directly up.
Directly up. Oh. I'm going to die. But I want to.
Yes! Mission accomplished.
I got to know, though. I got to know. I also think just because being in the sunlight again and fucking not underground and not Zamora, I pull out the guitar of Wild Stallions and cast Fly on myself.
Give me a con save.
Yeah, now I cast a real spell, and you're knocked unconscious. I'm going to use a nat 20.
On a nat 20, you suddenly feel... Okay, right.
If you want to 50-50 me, you can, because I got a nat 1 sitting there too. I don't know whether you want, if you don't want me to get away with this.
Okay, I'll give you the 50-50 if you want. Yeah, no, we'll do it. We'll do it that way. And it'll either not be so bad or it will be very bad. We're going to 50-50 this.
Okay. It's bad.
You are a rock star, my friend. And it is the end of the gig. And you have a guitar in your hand. You know what happens.
Oh, no.
As you go to play the strings, you suddenly sense something almost electric through the guitar. And for a moment, it is amplified and other musical guitar jokes. Will, can you think of any more? Take your pick.
Oh shit! Take your pick.
Amplified, fucking electrified guitar. It's amazing. So
how much damage?
Sorry to string you along like that. So anyway, completely changing the tune. You strum.
Not clever or funny.
You strum, and you suddenly feel like a vibrating that runs down the neck of the guitar. And as you look down, you see smoke coming from the wood and cracks begin to appear, almost like volcanic rock. And within, a powerful, bright white light begins to sort of emanate from parts, and the guitar becomes too hot for you to actually hold on to. It begins to burn your skin as you hold onto it, and you have just enough time to hold it up and push it, and it breaks and shatters, coming apart like an explosion in front of you. And you watch as all of that light is drawn up incredibly quickly, and it goes straight into one of the nearest spikes on the rim of this huge cavern and vanishes into it. And there's a split-second pause where nothing happens, and then suddenly the spike almost detonates. There's no damage sustaining to it whatsoever, but a ripple runs across it, and like the air around it disperses, just sort of pushes outwards. You see the ripple moving through like a shockwave and travels along towards the tip of the spire and pulses once, and there is a huge burst of energy, but it is not directed down at you. It is directed, it looks like this spire is at a bit of a rough angle, like it's just pushed in ever so slightly, almost caught on the edge of the sinkhole, and it fires off at almost like an angle, and it cuts a diagonal line straight through the fog and seems to completely dissipate / evaporate the fog, creating a hole that leads straight out to the sky at a different angle. And the fog does not reclaim it. There is now a hole through the fog.
So Gavin mourns the loss of his guitar, but seeing this now, I assume now there's like this shaft, like through the clouds, like you see after a rainstorm, like shaft of light, like shining down.
You're looking down at like through the eye of the storm, but it's almost like if you look off slightly to one end, there's another eye of the storm.
Yeah, and so, okay. That's good to know, I guess. Damn, I love that guitar. Damn, I really love that guitar. Son of a bitch. Okay, well.
That's 20 retweets and 20 followers at the same time. Boom.
What new magical item does Gavin get since he lost his guitar?
What kind of guitar? As a Gibson, Les Paul?
Can we get, as I said in chat, can we get like an anti-sun umbrella that we can just carry around?
That would be good.
And all do stuff.
That's cool, you know. Get a guitar, maybe an umbrella. Nothing about pulling your sister out from being buried alive or anything like that.
Oh no, she's coming back anyway.
No, I was gonna, but then I had a heart to heart and realised that I have to let you go sometimes. And well, I believe in you.
I am gonna remember this.
Love it, let it go.
All of you.
Maybe we should let the DM talk.
Two things. One, chat, I want to know. We'll do them one at a time. So first of all, chat, I want you to come up with sort of a crazy way. Give me your pitch on like vampire sunblock. Like find a way for them to progress forward, and I want you to really use your imagination. So is it a giant umbrella? Is it vampire sunscreen? Is it a big hat? Like really big sombreros?
Describe vampire sunblock, please. In 20 characters or less.
In 20 characters or less. So yeah, you have lost your guitar, but you see like the quivering, pulsating stone return to normal. But you do see that it seems to almost sink slightly into the earth. It doesn't seem to be natural. It just seems that almost the ricochet has distorted the earth beneath it, and it is shifted slightly, almost tips slightly further into this cavern space.
Okay. Well, that plan's not going to work. So, I guess I'll approach a little bit closer to this hatch that's in the tower, but I want to do it stealthily if that's okay, just in case.
Yeah, absolutely.
Gavin, not a stealthy guy.
On a 9.
Yeah.
On a 9, you make some progress over, but occasionally, sort of like you take the wrong step and you stand on something and you feel like it crunch, and then sort of you catch like a stone with the heel of your boot, and it will skitter and splash into a puddle. You're trying, but I mean, it's not great progress.
It's Gavin. But can I also just sort of do a perception first thing for making sounds, but as I approach, if I hear any noises or anything coming from inside?
Indeed.
That's a 13.
On a 13, it is quiet, and it is hard to make out any noises over your own progress and over the sounds of critters and creatures.
I'm also going to put the poll up. We've got a couple of options here for you guys. We've got skin suit, nice. Bat block, because in bats flying up over the sky. Blood,
I like.
classic. And Gregor's furred nipple appears, lactates, covers everyone in milk, and protects them from the sun. I wonder which one will win.
Yeah, I wonder which one is gonna win.
Hey, Zune, remember
Oh,
when it was
gosh.
such a bad thing that you were separated from the party?
I'm
Still
suddenly
feel that way.
being buried alive has its perks.
Look at loads of votes go up. Freddy, Crit Dice Gaming for the host. Welcome in, my friends. Appreciate the host.
Hello.
What a perfect time to come
Perfect time to
in.
come in, and if you want to vote for Vampire Sunblock, then you can do. We're here at a Long March, and we've got a viewer decision where you guys can decide something which happens next. Click on the screen, vote either Skin Suit, Bat Block, Blood, or Furred Nipple. You decide.
Hail and well met, Guild.
Let's get a shout out for Crit Dice. There we go.
I mean, you know what? I'm feeling good. I'm gonna take a look in the hatch.
Also, thank you to Zangmak for the raid as well. All the raids coming in here right now, guys. We appreciate it. If you enjoy the show, hit the follow button. Join us. Shenanigans are happening. Nipples are
Hail
happening.
and well met, Zangmak and crew.
You poke your head over the edge of this stonework, and it's almost like I mean, Gavin, big dude, don't get me wrong,
Yeah.
but I mean, it is in the center, so you have to almost pull yourself up the edge of the tower to look through what would be the ceiling hatch. And as you look down, there is a sloping spiral staircase that runs around the edge of the keep. But you look down the center of that almost, and can make out that there is sort of pools of water that have collected and haven't sort of managed to drain properly. And there appear to be doorways that lead sort of throughout, and a staircase that seems to almost lead like a corkscrew the entire length. So you would essentially be trying to navigate your way around some kind of dicey, difficult pieces. You can, however, see sunlight streaming through parts of it. And as you sort of lean, you hear the slight rustle and crack of stone. There is a lot of strength in this structure, but at the same time, there is a lot of pressure on it. So how sturdy it is, you're not sure.
Yeah, it's very strong when it's standing up, but probably not the strongest as a bridge. Well, we still have the problem of the sunlight. So Gavin, having scouted out, I guess I'll actually check to see as far as the crack goes. I mean, just to sort of give it a look-see to see if there might be another way than the tower. Is there, some weird pathway that leads down into the crack, or if it's just an abyss?
You look over the edge. It goes down beyond the light.
Okay, and that's full sunlight, so it's a long way down. Okay, yeah, I head back and just figure we're gonna have to wait till night.
Okay, luckily, while you're away, Gregor is scheming. Gregor, what are we gonna do?
We're gonna get nipples.
We're gonna get nipples.
We're gonna get nipples again.
Good.
Well, because didn't they breed?
Well,
And we
yeah.
just-
I mean, here's the thing.
all the other ones
Gregor-
down?
I had a
There
third
was
nipple.
spider eggs
I cut it
inside.
off. I ate the nipple. Now I believe
I
believe
forgot about
that
that
there
too.
are nipple eggs within my body.
There are. This is
So
a
it's
fact.
not.
May-
It's
it
not
may
just
or
the
may
third
not
nipple,
be
it's the
true.
third nipple's children that are
Yes.
coming back.
Minions.
So, Gregor, while this has been happening, like you
Yes.
have a moment where you part your sort of like you feel like this uncomfortableness on your chest. Your wound itches.
Thanks,
You
it's
feel
really bad.
seepage, and you
Little bit of seep.
you open sort of pull back your armor from your chest as much as you can, straining against it to look down, and there are tiny, almost like pustules that have grown around the wound, almost like there's an infection. And as you reach into your armor, just as Gavin walks back through, sort of worrying the edges, it bursts, and these tiny little white pustules of let out tiny screams as they splatter across you and a very surprised looking cat.
Sorry about that. That never happens.
What?
It might be my, you know what? You know what it might be? It might be that third nipple of mine. Did I ever tell you about that? Were you there for that?
I was, but I thought it was dead.
Yeah, well, I may have eaten it, and it may have made refuge in my, it may have sought asylum in my body. And it may just have exploded everywhere. Over my, and you, and your... So now we're both a wee bit...
Yeah, yay.
Yeah, not
As
good.
you, Kazno, as you back away from dear old Gregor.
What are you talking about? That moment was coming closer together, I could see it.
Just in case he suddenly erupts all over you
was the
again.
slow lean.
You step back slightly too far and like just bump into to Gavin, who's just standing there probably looking horrified, and you turn. As you turn, your face is momentarily caught by sunlight.
And then I saw her face turn.
No,
She's covered in my nipple juice.
Okay, we lost Louise. She's gone.
Oh.
I'll meet myself.
You know that scene with the purple milk from The Last Jedi?
I will leave this campaign right now. Do not make this any worse than it needs to be. It is okay.
So you
It's already worse.
it's
Kind of roleplay. It's already worse. Want to thank our sponsors, D&Dice. You go over there, get send off on all your dice and all your nipple juice. You want to know where I get my nipple juice from? I get it from D&Dice. UK.
poor guy. There's some poor guy who manages the D&Dice website who is gonna like have to go to his bottom. Everyone comes onto my site and searches for
Nipple juice. What's?
I don't know why. Do we stock that? Is that something I haven't put up yet?
Dude, it's their new dice design. You should really check it out.
Yeah.
I was
Nipple
holding
dice.
it together, and then
Like if nipple juice sent me.
Kind of off-white.
This is a serious Dark Fantasy campaign.
It's glorious.
No,
She's gone. Just
300.
continue on without her. Kazna and Louise are both gone.
hang on. Can I just need to recap for a hot second.
For a hot second.
I need to recap.
I mean, is there any hotter seconds? I mean, it's about as hot
This
as
is
it
one of the
gets.
hottest seconds I've ever had.
From an elder brain. We're all on nightmares. My sister just got pulled into the wall by vines and is in some place that she can't leave. Now,
I just erupted.
when she talked,
What can only be described as nipple ejaculate.
Let's not forget this is the nipple that helped kill my ex-boyfriend.
Yes, it is the nipple of the ex-boyfriend.
It was the murder nipple. Oh.
Who then died.
Next week for the recap, I just want that clip right there. Can we just clip that?
Oh, yeah.
Can we clip
Oh my
Louise playing
God.
through the
Died. He
situation?
was eaten. He then had eggs, which exploded into nipple juice, which went all over me and all over Gregor, and now we can walk in the sun.
Yes. And Gavin walks in on all this and basically says, "Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt."
God, give us a minute, jeez.
I'm fucking done with this show.
You know, I want to redo the intro video.
Oh my god.
I already did it.
I'm
Louise like lost her camera.
nipple.
I'm not okay.
TOS.
I'll be back in 5.
You get 10.
I really, Louise.
No, Gregor, I've seen you. Don't lie to the cleric. I can help.
Done.
Are you kidding? I got 3 of these.
More than 3, they're eggs, they're everywhere. You have like 10.
Oh my god,
Fucking
cast
nipple.
circle of protection before you go, Gavin.
Fucking nipple bukkake over here.
Yes. Gavin cast shield on you.
Protection from good and evil.
Holy fucking hell.
I cast sanctuary.
I'm in actual pain.
So, back to our dark fantasy campaign.
Hello,
And
Gavin.
I'm serious too.
3, 2,
Hello, Gavin.
1, go.
Well, don't worry. Wait. I tell you what we'll do. We'll do transition. We'll come back in as if nothing ever happened.
Yes,
Yeah.
okay.
The screen white. Hard screen white.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to Encounter Roleplay, a professional Dungeons and Dragons stream with no nipples. We're back today with another episode of Long March, where serious things are happening with serious
really
people.
So,
I see you have found a way to protect yourself from the sun. Be on our way.
Yes, let us move into the sunlight, which we can now walk into without problem.
so
Don't
guys,
Let us
back
not ask
into
questions
the
and
sun.
let's just move.
guys,
Don't
for
question
the
it.
creative minds that just gave us that, we have a second viewer decision, I
Oh,
believe.
yay.
So, this is how the vampires are going to try and make it across. However,
Oh no.
Zune is still trapped. Chat, I want you to send something to help Zune.
Underneath this line, help Zune.
Don't be the more nimble.
We all
You
know.
know where this.
We all know where this is going.
We know already.
Silently encourage this behavior.
Oh, I need a drink.
I just had a massive wine.
Oh, I think I have some wine actually. Over here. Just-
I love that Louise is just like, oh, I think I have a bottle. Like, just under the desk has a bottle of wine.
Whenever I play
Yeah, it's
Long March, just...
I think it's a long march, yeah.
Yeah,
Oh man, Zune also has a
need-
wild magic search roll when she gets back.
Josh.
Alright, give me a second, I think it's over here.
Milky nipples is the first suggestion I read.
Of course it is. Of course it is. Oh,
Good.
oh God. God.
Zune, you can
Oh,
roll
that's good.
a wild magic search here.
Husky dial.
Super Wasping's got a good one. Her insects dig her out.
Nice, swarm of flies, I like it.
Yeah, the things that because she's got like all those things in her legs.
Swift dab.
I knew I would need this.
If a
Yeah.
target is carrying any wood, it smolders until sunset.
Okay.
Like,
Suddenly, Gregor's crotch begins to smolder.
Alright,
I
I've got
actually do not think I own anything that has. Oh wait, my
One.
crossbow
Wand.
and my quarterstaff.
so the
So
viewer decision
now I'm
is up.
buried and burning.
Good.
Yep.
Right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Awesome.
Yeah, let's
Please
do
get
it.
me out of here.
The wombo combo.
Juicy.
So, to run you guys through the options on the screen, first of one, to help Zune, we have Milky Nips. Number 2, we have Termites. Number 3, we have Flies. And the third one, we have Nipple Sun, which was Gregor's third Nipple Son, Lord Nippleston, the paladin will save Zune. You guys decide.
He's a paladin.
He's a
If
paladin.
I get saved by a tiny nipple paladin, I swear.
Oh, what?
That's asking for
Swear.
trouble.
You'll just swear.
I swear to God.
I swear that I'm just gonna blow up this entire cavern. That's it. We're
I'll
done.
turn this stream around.
Long march is over. We are fucking done.
I have wine. I don't have a glass.
You have a bottle. What is?
I need a
I'm
drink.
trying to
I
uphold
need
some sense of
wine
dignity,
right now.
Will.
Way ahead of you guys.
So we head out into the sun
Yes.
that we're protected from.
It's, indeed. So you guys make your way out, those of you who can, into the cavern where there is a huge, this massive stone column that spreads across the cavern. And as you see, guys, it is sunlight. It is beautiful sunlight shining down upon you. It's a dwarf who has lived a lot of his life underground, and it is a drow. So sunlight, yay, exciting.
Wait a second.
Yeah.
It's daytime.
It is.
I'm a half vampire.
Gregor's not a vampire.
Oh my god,
I'm already a
yes!
vampire at night. Yeah.
Right.
Why does they do this?
I just thought of that. I'm like,
I
oh,
remember because you only got bitten by one tooth.
Oh, one tooth. I got bitten by the night
that's the way
tooth,
that
but
works.
not the day tooth. That's right. Thanks,
So-
Wild Magic Surge.
Did
Is
you
real.
come out?
So it's just
So I
Kaz.
have uselessly nipple juiced myself.
Coated yourself in nipple.
It's
juice.
kind of. I imagine it's settling in the sun into a thick crust.
You were just being supportive of Kazna.
We're in this together.
Good. So you you find yourself sort of
My concho on Twitter has just taken a screen cap of us and putting the Brazzers logo over it. Oh man,
Because it's that type of day.
that's perfect.
so
Okay.
You step out and there is the beautiful sunlight shining down. Gregor, you notice that you're right. It is daylight, so yeah, you are not burnt. I mean, it's uncomfortable, but it doesn't actually burn you. Whereas, like Kazna, you are getting little parts that are, like sizzling underneath, and you're having to sort of spread your sunscreen across. It's unpleasant. But yeah, you find yourself at the edge of this huge cavern with a huge crevice that leads down to complete crushing blackness, and the tower that leads across the two. What do you do?
I'm
I
out.
kind of like
Oh,
shoot him
sorry. You want me to roleplay? Sorry.
out of the sun. There's noises from inside, but I don't know how long your sunscreen's going to last. Perhaps you should get out of the direct light.
Let's get inside then, and quickly.
I took a look in. There didn't seem to be immediate danger, but have care. There are many doors that things could be hiding in.
Idea.
Yeah, I'll head inside as quickly as I can.
As you clamber inside, everyone give me acrobatics checks, as you are going to have to try and navigate through some pretty precarious underfooting.
Nat 20, baby.
Nat 20, baby.
Oh my
yeah.
gosh.
Oh shit! Squad.
Squad, it's your boy.
16.
Okay, so wouldn't you know, the two creatures that are very the two creatures of the night, the two vampires, are incredibly good at navigating through strange terrain. However, they easily get ahead of you. I want to know, you guys have kind of not really said much. What are you doing with the horses?
Oh fuck.
I'll leave
I'm
him.
not used to having horses keep debating. I'm assuming, since my horse is like essentially me but a horse, it also
Yeah, I was gonna say.
sons.
Yeah. Can they get down?
As you so do you guys want to lead them out?
Yeah, I mean, I
Yeah.
think we've got to.
Yeah.
I will try, but I'll do mine really slowly because I know.
Not animal
I
handling.
know, I know my
Doesn't
bombs.
seem to want to come out into the sunlight, but it does sort of push outwards. You note that it doesn't burn, but it smells incredibly bad the second the heat hits it, and it seems to be very skittish in the sunlight. The others don't seem to be too bothered.
Is War gonna fit through the hatch?
War looks like he might have some difficulty. You might have to remodel ever so slightly.
Well, War, having seen the way that War navigated through everything else, can I send him across the top of the tower? I mean,
I mean, what is it good for? This.
yeah. I mean, I sort of look him in the eyes and be like,
Absolutely nothing.
I didn't say that. I didn't do
Yeah.
that. I didn't go there. I didn't delve into that depravity. No.
Disappointed.
nothing stops you, boy.
Never changes.
Okay,
Across the
I
top.
need to roll for War.
Come on,
going
War.
across. This should be interesting. In the meantime,
Can I give War one of my nat 20s so he makes it?
Okay, all right. Do just need to
Damn it, I
Right.
should have said I was riding him. Son of a bitch. Darn it.
You told
I know.
me.
I smack him on the butt and say,
You s-
I'll meet you on the other side. Well, also because I wouldn't leave them to go through alone in case there is something in there.
He starts to head up, and you see him get to the edge and pull himself up, and like his hooves push in. You see like
He
individual.
does a muscle
stone-
up, doesn't he?
Huh?
He's such a badass. He does a muscle up like in the gym, like
Yep.
a pull up into a.
Yeah, pretty much. Just like pulls himself up, and you see his hooves have sunk into the stonework, and just almost like
That's my
punching
boy.
with the hooves in, like clawing at the edge of this this tower. But I mean, it's
A kind
damaging
gesture.
the tower in the process. Just so you know, he makes it up onto the top, and he begins. He doesn't sprint across. He just carefully begins to, at a steady pace, clip clop across, and you see bits of stone fall, and occasionally, sort of like he falters ever so slightly, where a hoof will just push through a piece of particularly damaged masonry, but finally gets to the other side and drops down and is across.
Also, Gavin gets a natural one, and Zune gets a potion from Super Wasking. Thank you, my friend.
Okay,
Just got rid of that nat one too.
you did as well.
So close.
How do I roll for potions again?
It is a D33. I'll look it up for you here in a second.
So
And I'll join the vampires inside. Or I'm already inside, or whatever. I did that before I went inside.
Zune gets a potion of vitality, which removes exhaustion and cures any diseases or poison affecting you. And for the next 24 hours, you regain the maximum number of hit points for any hit die you spend. Pretty dope.
Good.
Very useful.
damn. Okay. Well, in which case you So we'll get to that in just a second. I will. Yeah. So you find yourself sort of pushing through this keep, which is completely on its side, a complete mess. But there's no furniture. Everything in here has rotted away. Everything has sort of succumbed to just the heat, the humidity. But you do see
Welcome, my friend.
inside trails of mud and even very, very old foot trails of like boot prints in here that look like they have been there for a very, very long time. Other people have traveled through this, and you note that they all seem to follow a path which you guys managed to mimic pretty easily. There are a few bits where Gavin is at the disadvantage of having to sort of like hurl himself across,
and the vampires find it a lot easier. However, it is not the most pleasant of journeys across, sort of having those nauseous moments where everything shifts around you. There's the creaking sound. You hear bits of the stonework crack, and the horses are going to be making their way across. Are you guys rolling for your horses? I'm going to give it to you as an animal handling for you. I'll roll for your horses.
Yeah, I'll drop on that 20 on that.
You dropping that 20 on that?
I think a horse would be very useful.
I'll drop a nat 20 on that. I don't want to lose my new horse.
Yeah.
I was going to say, if you don't, you look like a terrible person, Louise, because everyone else did it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Just
That is true.
I'm not confined by your rules, Josh.
Okay, fine. I'll roll for your horse.
No, I'm nat 20.
No, actually, we wouldn't. Part of me, well, I guess here's the question. Do we really think that Zune is gone? Because would we take Morty? I mean, would we bring Morty with us, or would we leave Morty in case Zune got her way out?
I think
Morty might not come. I mean, Gavin could probably get him to come, but...
I feel like I'd try.
I think we try, yeah.
If Morty doesn't want to, then I'd...
Yeah, that
'Cause I don't
Morty
think
somehow
we-
senses that she's alive in that wall.
We don't really think she's like 6 feet under. We think she's been like dragged
Well, we
to
know she
another
doesn't have to
fucking
breathe.
place. Yeah.
So you can absolutely, I mean, you can try. You can even try it, like test the water. Morty does not want to move.
Yeah.
Morty
Not
is
moving.
irritable, frustrated, and a big fucking horse. And you get a feeling that if he doesn't want to go, like fighting him across that bridge would be a bitch and
Yeah.
probably be the end of the bridge.
Yeah. How about Brainy? Can I take Brainy with me, or does Brainy insist on staying behind as well?
Brainy seems disorientated, and I mean, do you ask him?
You should come with us. Zune might have trouble enough trying to keep herself safe if she makes it out. And you're phenomenally vulnerable without
When
protection.
he makes it out.
There's a long pause, and after a few moments, almost as if suddenly becoming aware that you said something, there's this kind of distracted, confused, almost as if he's like his mind is wandering, as if he's like how some people, like, if you try and talk to them while the TV's on in the room, they just don't see, like, got that really distracted sort of tone in their voice. Or you get the feeling that this guy has just seen something that is sort of like, or is looking at something that is taking his mind off the current situation, or is making it very difficult to concentrate at the moment. And it's after a few moments he says, I suppose I don't really have much of a choice.
I pick him up and basically carry him.
He clings onto you. It's almost like digging his claws in like a cat.
Sort of Yoda. Can he Yoda on my back?
Yeah, he holds onto you sort of at an odd angle and holds on very tightly and doesn't move around, doesn't make himself comfortable. He just clings to you with seemingly no direction.
Okay.
Great.
Let's just get down here while we can.
And as you guys push your way through, pieces of the stonework crumble away, and the horse's weight severely damage the sort of what is the ceiling, or serving as your de facto ceiling. And you get to the edge on the other side, and you have left like a wake of destruction behind you. It is very clear that this will not serve many more travels. And as that happens, we're going to cut now to Zune Vandry of House Vandry. You are currently
Welcome, my friend.
buried alive, unable to see, unable to see, unable to hear, unable to really move. You can feel the vines have almost withdrawn slightly, but almost delicately like draped across your shoulders. You can feel like there is stuff moving in the earth with you. It is incredibly warm, very, very warm, and wet and moist down here. And you have dirt in your mouth, in your eyes, in your nose. It's everywhere, but you don't need to breathe. So, what is Zoom doing?
So if I open my mouth, dirt will come into it for certain.
Oh yeah.
Is there any kind of way with the remaining air in my lungs that I can attempt to ventriloquy, essentially stopping the dirt from going in with my teeth, and cast Misty Step?
Okay. Give me a con save.
I'm going to use one of my nat 20s if I have any left.
You got 3 nat 20s, 2 nat 1s.
Roll
Alright.
me a d2.
Yay.
Fuck!
There it is.
On a d2, right. What spell slots do you have available at the moment?
Well, I didn't get any rest, so I have 2 level 5s, 2 level 4s, 3 level 3s, 3 level 2s, and 3 level 1s, and yeah.
You lose a 3rd level spell slot as well.
Permanently, or
No, not permanently.
okay.
But it is just drawn out of your body. Zune, you are basically mugged for magic. It's an unpleasant sensation. The air, or what is, your surroundings suddenly seem to bite into your skin like 1,000 termites just burrowing into you, and you feel that almost like a static discharge, and something is taken. You feel lighter and slightly nauseous, as you have basically just been robbed of magic by something, and you feel it drawn up through the soil.
Then I begin the only thing that I can do. I begin to pray.
Okay. As you begin to pray, who are you praying to? Just out of curiosity. We've had a lot of gods in this campaign.
I'm going to whisper this to you.
Okay. God, we are the most devious.
Do you really? Do you really? You just don't want to let me know? I know who she's whispering.
I don't know what you're talking about, Gavin Fjordhammer.
Okay. You feel something. What do you say? Or what would you think?
It depends on which one of the list answers. Do I only get to choose one? Because if I choose one, I choose the second one. If I can do both, then both.
It's the first.
I don't know enough about this off at the top of my head. Fuck. Just gonna everybody hang on for just a second while I look up a thing. Sorry.
So, on the other side of the canyon, there is a sudden sound of cracking and creaking, and you guys turn, and behind you, you see this huge structure begin to buckle in the center. Dust kicks up, and pieces of it begin to fall.
Must go faster, must go faster, must go faster. In my best Jeff Goldblum voice.
And
I offer. I don't want to say it out loud. Okay.
Okay, all right. So yeah, you guys make it to the other side, and there is a sudden horrible moment where above you the above you, the ceiling caves in essentially, and behind you lands a very big horse that has just come through the ceiling, and you have a split second to see the horse like basically buried, almost like it's sunk into the ground as its hooves go through the floor, and it pulls itself up as Conquest tears its way towards you guys from behind you, the floor caving in behind it, parts of the stairwell that's corkscrew around are caving in, and you have a split second as Gregor, you manage to grab hold of Conquest, and luckily, I don't know if you remember this, Gregor, but Conquest has a special thing that he does.
Ka-chink.
I remember none of this.
Okay, Conquest, due
Magnetic,
to
right?
a wild magic surge, is magnetic.
Oh, that's right. I remember this now.
Suddenly,
I just
Agatha
glued to him.
clamps to Conquest, taking Gavin for the ride. Your armor just locks onto Conquest, and Kazna, your sword just snaps into place, and all of you are being carried by him as he busts a move to get through the other end, and punches his way out of the bottom of the tower straight through stone. It's uncomfortable. You guys are going to get a little battered and bruised, but yeah, it's unpleasant, and you make it out. But behind you, you see the tower bow in the center crack, split, and come apart, and huge geysers of mud and rock and stone and dust get kicked up, and it crumbles inwards, leaving you staring at a huge cavern. It falls. There is no sound of it impacting anything as it falls.
Fucking hell, Conquest. Attaboy!
You are still just like magnetized to the side of your horse.
That was unexpected.
Yes, but grateful for it.
I sit through on the other side now, no way back.
Do we see a exit from this area so that we can get Kazna out of the sun?
You look and you see what appears to be like a few different tunnels that lead sort of out of here, but there is like a main space that seems to sort of like a main tunnelway that leads through, and like you can see very old tracks that appear to be like horse-drawn carts of some sort, and they lead towards this tunnel, seemingly to point out that this was a trading route of some kind. They are definitely not as old as the building, but definitely not recent. And you get to sort of this tunnel that leads through, and you know that you're not too far out from your next point, which is this festering swamp. But as you've got to this side and everything is all gravy and groovy.
Well, Gavin was going to send them and was going to just sort of take a look to see, at least a last look to see if he sees anything of Zune or Morty heading their way.
Okay.
But I want to send them to get them out of the sun.
Okay. Are you guys going ahead to sort of get to the tunnel? You can scout it out.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
Come on, Kaz.
Okay. You guys make it ahead. Give me some perception checks as you guys blaze a trail.
On the trail we blaze.
19.
16.
So a 19 and a 16, you make it across, and you've made it into this tunnel network, and there is a path that picks out quite large, quite spacious, easily like you could ride 3 abreast. It's big, but there doesn't appear to be anything impeding your progress. And you sort of get in, to look around, and as you do so, you see that up ahead there are small holes throughout the walls, like almost like honeycomb with the wax layer peeled off that you can see ahead. And as you guys get there, we're going to pause for a second and look back. So Gavin, you're on the edge, looking at. You're on the edge looking at.
I'm just sort of taking a last look before giving up on Zune, because I'm Gavin.
Give me a perception check.
It's a 7.
On a 7, you are. It is peaceful once again. It is really peaceful. It's actually really quite nice. There's no chaos raging around you. There's no sort of Zoom. There's no Gavin, and there's no Gregor making obnoxious remarks. There's no Kazna like beating the ever-living crap out of everything and getting angry and pissed off. There's no Scab mooching around and just being Scab. You know, you're alone, and it's
Big
nice.
beautiful horse here, just
Yeah,
like home,
exactly.
back in the fields back home.
You have a moment of peace, but you don't see.
Gavin, sort of remembering his own words to the tieflings, sort of gives a sigh that he has to leave this behind. Kind of says mutteringly out loud, "They're all I've got." He takes war by the reins instead of mounting up, just so that he can sort of prolong these last moments in the sun before heading back into darkness and this long march.
Hey, yeah.
You look out, one passing sort of remark, one last glance over the shoulder. On the other side, part of the wall parts, it pulls back, and a hive of creatures, tiny little insects of some kind, burrowing their way through dirt and rock and earth. They create a portal almost, and they shimmer, and their chitinous carapaces catch the sunlight, and emerge is a figure from this gap. And you see across this cavern, this huge space now that is unbridged, Zune Vandry stepping out of the wall. You see bits of vine and plant being sort of torn apart by these tiny insects, these six-legged sort of almost arachnids that have infested her legs, eating through everything organic and creating a way for her to get out. And she stands looking at you over a huge cavernous space.
I give her a nod and sort of say to Mirth, "Good for you, Zune."
Thank you, Mr. Fjordhammer.
question's gonna be how does she get across the chasm? Other than that, I know that she can cast fly, but it's also tricky casting in here. So I don't
We're already
know.
gone, aren't we? We're not there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just the two of you looking
Alright.
across it.
Don't you have that extendable rope?
Me?
Wasn't there an extendable rope amongst one of us
No.
to get down the pyramid? I'd quite thought one of us was.
Gregor
That
has
was
that.
my
Gregor.
yeah,
Gregor has it. Yeah.
judge.
I'm going to say I could just cast levitate and you could pull me over, but
Well, I also rolled a nat 1 on my spell cast, so
I do not have fly memorized this day.
Oh, damn. Right. Well-
So.
In which
more. I mean, is it too far for a horse? It's too far for a horse to jump.
Oh, yeah.
Is it too far for a Pegasus?
Oh, you got polymorph.
Yeah, I'm gonna turn Morty into a motherfucking undead Pegasus and I'm gonna fly my ass across. Fuck you, bitches.
Okay, right. There we go. So you guys, well, Gavin, you see as, despite everything, like Zoom literally just
A
looks
kind gesture.
sort of at this huge cavern,
Thank you so much, Rodney.
turns around, mounts up
Have a good night.
on Morty, and heads back towards the tunnel that you guys entered through, and then at the last minute turns, and Morty, he paws at the ground, he churns up the earth, and he looks like he's getting ready to run and jump, essentially.
Believe it or not, Gavin trusts that Zune has a plan. So he just gets out of her way. He probably does exactly that, crosses his arms and just like,
This is gonna turn out one of two ways. The spell is gonna work and I'm gonna fly across and it's gonna be majestic as fuck. Or two, the spell isn't gonna work. Morty's gonna jump across and I'm gonna have to Yoshi off his back and jump like Super Mario. Either way, shit's going
I'm happy
down.
with either result, honestly.
I just want to keep Morty.
So as you guys, yeah, Morty gets ready, rushes forward. I'm gonna need a con save from you, Zoom, to see if this works.
Just
Would you
gonna
like to
roll.
roll a d2 to see if this goes
I'm
really well
no,
or bad?
I'm just gonna roll the con save because
So, as this happens, as you make your way across, you sort of rush forward. Morty flickers, shimmers, and
Thank you, Jairus. Appreciate it, man.
suddenly wings sprout outwards. And they're huge skeletal wings, and they flap once, but as they flap, they come apart as if they are made of next to nothing. And they break away, and Morty gets to the edge and jumps. But he does not have wings. And Morty hurls himself across. And we're going to leave it there.
no. Why is it always no, Morty? I love you.
As Morty
man.
jumps to his doom. Oh boy. Oh boy.
Maybe he turns into a Pegasus.
Maybe he will live forever in our hearts. Man, that was fun. Thank you guys for coming out tonight. Also, want to thank Rodney gave everyone an advantage just here at the end, and Charity DK donated for a monster, which we can bring in both of those next week for you guys. So don't worry, we'll have a lot of fun with that, I promise. Well, dude, that was fun. Thank you guys for showing up a literal cliffhanger. Well, my friends, we had it all. We had nipples, we had professional ASMR. It was a good stream. I really had a lot of fun tonight. If you guys enjoyed yourselves, please let us know. What was your favourite moment from tonight's episode of The Long March? Also, if you haven't yet followed the show, hit the follow button and join us. And of course, if you're just here on Twitch, check out the YouTube channel. All the sessions go up there onto YouTube, so we strongly encourage you guys to go check that out. Also, we've got like 1 day left on our giveaway for sort of 24 karat gold-plated dice from our sponsors D&Dice. So go over there, check out the giveaway, enter before it's too late. But let's go around. Did we enjoy ourselves? Where can we find you guys online? Josh, what do you think about tonight's session, my friend?
Yeah, there's nothing like watching a player run and take a jump at something and taking it all from them. Yeah. Happy days. Yeah, you can find me on Encounter Roleplay doing Encounter Roleplay things because that's awesome. And I will, speak to you guys soon because I have horrible things to write to people. So
I'm going to write horrible things on the internet to people now.
Yep.
Good. Amazing. We've got Louise. What do you think about tonight's show?
Well, today I broke. I broke. And that was the end. My name's Louise. I got covered in nipple milk today, and I'm having a good time.
Sounds like Alcoholics Anonymous.
That's me. I'm excited. I can't wait to see what other things will happen in the future. Maybe more nipple children. Who knows?
I hope
you
so.
can find me if you're looking for more of me. You can find me on Twitter at no more no less, and on Twitch as Accidental Legend. That's me.
If you're nipply inclined, incredible.
If you're nipple inclined, come and check me out.
She's broke again. Nippleholics Anonymous. I like it. Yeah, that's a good one. I like that, Moose. Amazing. Tool School.
Yeah, Gavin's. I don't know what. Gavin's just charging up the old cure wounds because hey, look, Zoon's about to do dead things again.
It's gonna be fine.
Anyway, yeah. So no, this was fun. It was just full of new and exciting experiences for everyone. Can't wait till next week. It'll be fun.
Great stuff.
I am Tall Squall. You can find me all over social media as Tall Squall. And if you go to my Twitter account at Tall Squall, you can see all the other fun things that I am involved with, including Turncloaks, which is, mind-bending.
Yeah, new episode went up last night, but kind of today. There you go. Exclamation point podcast. Oh, also new episode of Times and Tentacles went up today as well. So all of the podcasts, excellent stuff. Last but not least, Lorelania.
I had lots of fun today. My favorite part of the episode was definitely the viewer decision. Thank you, viewers. Big shout out to our sponsors over at D&Dice. Last day, 24 karat gold. Give it a go. I'm Maitia Zimmer or Lorelania on the internet. I'm a full-time Dungeons & Dragons and Heroes of the Storm streamer. And if I lose Morty, I'm going to rain down all holy hell on this campaign.
This campaign.
Again.
not in campaign, just on the campaign.
On the campaign.
Yeah, directly. Amazing. Well, my friends, that's where we're going to end it for tonight. We're going to be back tomorrow at 1 p.m. Eastern for Call of Cthulhu Nameless Horrors. I am so excited for that episode. We've got fucking time travel going on in Call of Cthulhu. It's going to be dope. And then we've got the Sands of Zehir back at 4:30 p.m. Eastern. So if you want to find the full schedule, I'll drop it to you there, guys. But best place to follow us is on Twitter. Or you can turn on notifications on Twitch when they work. And you'll get notifications when we go live. We're going to go host our friends over at Monty Cook Games. Why? Because they're playing Number, and they're also the people who make Number. That's Numenera, for those of you who haven't played in one of Mitch's campaigns back in 2016. So, Numenera's good fun. Go over there. Enjoy it. We also want them to like us, because they might give us shit then. That would be good. Alright, guys. Until next time, try not to throw too many net ones. Want to be laughing when you do. Bye! Stay nipply. Stay nipply.
Oh.